everybody. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? I hope my audio is good. I changed some stuff around a little bit, so hopefully it's still good. I'm so tired. I have had a very long, very relaxing day today, and I'm going to ruin it. Hi, Alice. How's it going? Hope you've been good. Hope you've been good. Still sounds good? Sweet. Because, yeah, I changed my, my noise gate because it was making some, like, garbly shit in the background that was driving me insane when I was editing VODs, and I'm like, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna make it less garbly. I don't think it was, like, really bad. It was just, like, when I get loud, it was, getting a bit funky. Yeah, I'm so excited. So excited for more spooky game. Speaking of, I gotta put my finger brace on, otherwise my hand is gonna be mad. I need to, like, finally get, like, silver ring splints and get them, like, proper for my finger. Because, like, this is what I got going on. You can't really see. This. Fucking focus on my... Can you see? That's my finger. So that stops it from going backwards. But it's, like... No screaming in the middle of the night. No promises. You know me, I don't scream unless I'm having, like, a nightmare. Or a massive meltdown. But yeah, I just need to get, like, nicer looking ones so I can leave them on all the time. Because, like, I don't really have... The issue is I don't really have issues with the lower down knuckles. It's these ones. And with this, they, like, come off. So I just need to get some way to get them to stay on. But we'll see. I'll figure that out at some point. I only really need them for, like, these two fingers, too, because these ones not working is not, like, the biggest deal in the world, but it would just be nice for my fingers to not be tired all the time. Cherishing what little stability my hands have left. Yeah, I mean, also, though, like, my hands have always sucked. Like, I used to, like, I had to give up playing piano in, like, middle school because I couldn't push the keys down. It was just hurting my hands too much. Like, I'd play piano and, like, they'd be like, oh, now play an octave, and I'd do that and my finger would get stuck, my pinky finger. So I'd be like, I can't move my finger now, it's stuck. Or they'd be like, oh, push this key. I'm like, I can't. I can't do anything with this finger. I don't know what you're expecting of me, but I hope your hands stay stable. If it makes you feel better, like, my sisters are pretty stable, my mom's are pretty stable. So it's not, like, guaranteed that at least, like, you'll have issues in the fingertips. If you start getting finger issues, maybe they'll be, like, a little bit easier joints to brace. But I'll let you know about, like, these rings really help. Like, this is like one of the smallest sizes. It's supposed to go, like, on that joint there. So if you have issues with not, like, with the middle joint instead of, like, you know, that one or, like, the end one, you can, like, stick it on the middle and it'll make your fingers more stable. I just have fingertip problems, so I get them smaller and put them there. Yeah. Don't worry, Alice, I'm sure your fingers will stay more stable than our internet connection on Twitch. Oh my god, Steph, you're not wrong. Our fucking internet connection is bullshit, is what it is. I'm on Ethernet right now, so it's very stable. It's just not fast. It's a low bar, but I appreciate the confidence. Oh, speaking of stability, we have a possible solution in the mail. Yes. Yes, we do. The plan is an extremely long Ethernet cable, because right now the reason my Ethernet's really, really slow is because it's not coming directly from the router. We have an Ethernet extender that goes through the wiring in the wall, and because this building is very old, so, like, it works, but the speed goes from, like, 100 megabytes a second to, like, 8, which is not the best for streaming. But But it's, you know, it's a lot more stable than the Wi-Fi, which like can like randomly cut out for no reason, which is not supposed to do. I think it's kind of doing because I'm at the far end of the house from the router. But the fact that like people's phones get a stable internet connection in the front yard from our router, but I don't in our apartment is kind of silly. But yeah, the goal is to get a 100-foot long Ethernet cable to just run it through the entire apartment to my end of the house so that I can have a direct wired connection straight to the router. It's just going to involve sticking a lot of wires to ceilings and walls and stuff. Computer, could you? My fingers don't work great, so plugging things in behind the laptop is complicated. Okay, y'all gotta wobble for a second. So there we go. That's probably someone's aesthetic. It's a little cyberpunk. I think the plan was we went with a white wire so you can't really see it against the white walls is the plan. Just in case we need to like do photo shoots in the hallway. Though also Photoshop exists. Honestly, I feel like other than my butt acne, I Photoshop more things out of sets than I do off my own body. Because I don't really do anything. I just like, I'll get like a zit here and I'll be like, boop. It's the most I really Photoshop my own body is if I get like zits or whatever. So when you all see my photos, that's exactly what I look like in person, other than like I have eyeliner on. It's what I look like when I'm putting in effort. But, yeah, I try not to, that's the thing with, like, photo modeling is I try not to, like, photo manipulate too much to where I'm, like, presenting this, like, version of myself that doesn't exist that, like, perpetuates impossible beauty standards. I've even done, like, entire sets where I just left all the ingrown hairs on my legs back when I used to shave. I just left everything. I was like, I don't fucking care. It's whatever. I want people to see that that's what my body looks like. But yeah, like, also, like, lighting makes a huge difference, because in this lighting, you can't see that I have like a pimple here that you can't see. I have some, like, brown spots along here. You can't see them. I have a big brown spot here you can barely see, because lighting. Good lighting makes your skin look nice. What else has been going on? I've done a lot of photo editing. Does anyone want to see some previews of stuff? I'm pretty sure I can show these previews on here. There's definitely at least a couple that I can. Do you want to see what I've been editing all weekend? So I'm gonna get you guys some previews. Sneaky previews. The stream folks get, like, honestly sneak previews that no one else gets. Other than, I guess, like, my IRL friends. Okay, what has as little butt as possible? Oh, this one's reasonable to show on stream. Please go away. So yeah, I did Lucifer from Sandman from like the end. It's really not as overblown on here as it looks like on stream, but yeah, and then I did the like crying Satan thing. It's also much less orange, but you know. Hey, camera. Oh, I know what my problem is. I didn't put the fucking autofocus on is what I didn't do. I apologize for all the wonky settings. Hello. See, now it's focused on my face. But yeah, that's that. And then that I shot last Tuesday. And the one I most recently shot, I shot this on Friday and edited it, like, I finished it yesterday. But, yeah, it's still, yeah, the settings. It's okay, I stuck it back on auto. But yeah, that's what we shot. See if I can get. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been doing recently. That was like my whole week last week, was just taking all of that and editing stuff. And I had work. I had a lot of work, Jesus. I've been so incredibly busy. Hard to go wrong with a scythe? Yeah, absolutely. Though I haven't seen Chainsaw Man yet. Don't spoil me. But I have seen that there's a character in Chainsaw Man that has blonde hair and a scythe and demon horns. And I kind of want. Because the benefit with that one is I could closet cosplay that. Like, really easy. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with stuff, is I'm just... They check all the boxes, yeah. Yeah. I'm at the point where, like, I don't really want to build too many new cosplays. Or, like, if I'm building new cosplays, just, like, some stuff, I don't want to, like, buy a bunch of shit. Like, right now, we're working on Becca from Edge Runners. But that's just, like, a hoodie. That's just a sweater that I can wear as normal clothes. It'll be fine. And then, like, a bodysuit with tattoos. That's it. Like, it's not like a whole fucking thing. Or like when I did Lucifer from Sandman, I owned, that was mostly Steph's clothes. I borrowed Steffi's clothes and just put my bat wings on, and like pin curled my hair, which took like an hour. And I'm doing like Desire from Sandman as well. And like I bought a long sleeve bodysuit for it because I didn't have one before. But it's honestly like something I'll wear as clothes. I just don't want to be buying stuff that's only for like one thing. That if I'm buying something, I want it to be something I can wear all the time as normal clothes that I can use for multiple characters, like that sort of thing. All that, yeah, well, yeah, the garters are mine too. God, I love the Doom soundtrack. Yeah, the garters were mine, and the wings were mine. The heels were mine. The big spiky heels. Those shoes are really, really, really awesome. They're like just like impossible to fucking walk in because they're so high. Like, they're comfortable. It's just I'm not really good on uneven ground in the first place, and those aren't like... Most of my heels up until this point have been Demonias, which are wider at the base than they are at the footbed. So they're kind of like slightly that shape. These are very straight. Or they might like come in a little bit at the bottom. So they're like a little bit precarious to walk on compared to what I'm used to. But that is fine. They're only a little less high than Snoop Dogg. You shush. You shush. Okay, now that the lights are on, I'm less cold. I thought I was gonna need my hoodie, but I don't. What else has been going on? I've got a hair appointment coming up. I had a massage today. That's why I'm so relaxed. Had a really lovely massage. My body feels all limber and stretched out. I feel really, really good. It was so deeply needed. I had so many really bad muscle knots in my calves. It was in my butt. It's ridiculous. Cause like when I do stuff with my trainer, it's almost all like core and quads and glute and calves, and then just like my legs are tight all the time. And then like my neck has been hurt and shoulders have been hurting from not sleeping well because my fucking neighbors, I'm so mad at them all of the time. Just before I went live, keep in mind it's like 7 p.m. right now. He was fucking playing piano. I don't know why. I'm selling you on this. Honestly, with EDS, if you find you have like muscle knots or muscle pain, like an hour massage once a month, oh my god, it's made me like, I can't function without it. My pain levels, okay, my pain levels before I was getting massages was so bad. I was taking 8 Tylenol a day, which is the maximum dose. Any more than that, you cause liver failure. I was literally taking, like, I wasn't allowed to take cough syrup because there's acetaminophen in that as well. So I couldn't take any more acetaminophen because I was on the maximum dose. And I had a muscle relaxant on top of that to sleep. I had I burnt my thighs all the time because I was constantly wrapped in an electric blanket because my lower back hurt so bad. I had a muscle knot under my left shoulder blade that kept pushing my shoulder blade out and dislocating my shoulder. Yeah, if your neck is tense all the time, it's like not the cheapest thing on earth. I don't know what it's like in the States actually, but like here it's not, like massage is not covered as healthcare, even if you have a prescription for it. It's fucking bullshit. I can claim it on my taxes, but that like only gets you so far. But like even if you can like only afford like once every 2 months or 6 weeks, like quite honestly, like it has made such a difference. I'm on 1 Tylenol a day now, not 8, and no muscle relaxants. Like I don't need my like heated blanket very much, except in the winter because things get a little bit stiff. But like, yeah, I'm so much better now. And and I know it's not just seeing my trainer has been helping, but like in the first lockdown, we were doing remote stuff with my trainer, but just not having access to massage therapy for 4 or 5 months. I was in so much agony again. It hurt so bad. So yeah, like if you can get access to massage therapy, I highly recommend it. Especially because it's safer and has more evidence behind it than chiropractic does. And honestly, there's nothing a chiropractor can do for someone with EDS that we can't learn to do for ourselves. Like we can put all our joints back. Like if you need help, then like a chiropractor can help with like putting bones back in place. But quite honestly, that should be like a once in a while thing, not habitual, which chiropractors always make you think it needs to be habitual. I had one chiropractor who was great though, but that's because she like would give me like exercises to do to strengthen things and like encouraged me to not need her as much as possible. I'm like, I like that. And also that's back when the cane that I had at the time was too short, so I was just constantly, I had extreme scoliosis. You just tense your back and 3 or 4 vertebrae snap back into place. Yeah, I'm like that. I can like reload both of my shoulders. I just like kind of move them around and they go back in. With vertebrae, I have like a thing where, let's see if I back up. I like lie down and I put my knee like to my chest and I pull it like all the way over to the ground and then rotate all the way around. I do it while I'm laying down. It's the exact same stuff that chiropractors do. And I just push my leg with my hand and it works. Oh God, I have crunchies in my eye. I just had a nap. I had a nap and then dinner. So another reason why I'm very relaxed, but yeah, it's gonna be not relaxed in a minute. And I am gonna put like the heart rate monitor on again, I think, to see if it'll get me. Yeah, so my plan is today, finish off Stories Untold from last time, and then we'll see how tired I am, because like I can only handle streaming for so long because disabled. I don't normally do like really long streams. I imagine we'll finish probably like by 10 o'clock. I can't imagine, because like the whole game's only supposed to take 3 hours and I only have half of it left. But if we still have like a lot of time, there's like potentially another game that I can play. Let me see if I have it on my, like, downloaded already. I do. So like there's another game that potentially we could play. Well, there's 2 that we could play. There's one that's by the same developers as Stories Untold. It's like a sci-fi atmospheric horror thing. And then there's another one by like a friend in the community called Deluge that's like a 3-hour like RPG Maker style like spooky game. I'm chill with any of the 2. If I still have energy left at the end of the first game, I'll probably just like ask you guys like what one you'd rather me play. I will be playing both. It's just like which one I'll be playing right now. What else has been going on? I've been watching My Hero Academia. Obligatory. Was that supposed to be a link, Alice? I don't know if it was, I don't know what's happening. If it was a link, let me know. You can like DM it to me. Because I think I have like links turned off in chat. Just because I get like so much random spam people every once in a while. Was Alice being sus? Oh, it's where people go to buy Hit Game Deluge by Riggy2K3. Yes, agreed. No, Alice isn't Alice honestly, like, is the least sus person ever. It's just like, I normally don't allow links just because, like, Alice I trust. Steffi I kinda trust. That's why you have the sword. Nice. Nice little mungus. But yeah, it's just like, you know, I get random people, especially like being openly trans and openly like a Satanist and disabled and stuff. I just get like random stupid shit all of the time. It's not like constant, but you know, I get trolls every now and then. Considering how small a streamer I am, it's ridiculous how much like random spam I get, but also just chatting is one of those categories. Yeah, that is also true. Though I get it also when I'm like gaming like small indie horror game. Like it doesn't really matter what I'm doing. But yeah, just chatting does make it, I guess, worse. Hi Lauren. Sorry, I had a burp stuck in me and I was like, I had to fix it. Oh, there we go. God. Ha. Welcome on in. It's good to see you. Hi. God, I'm so tired today. I don't know what the hell is the problem. I like slept all day. There should be an ad. I am sorry if you're stuck in ad hell. I'm trying to not have like fucking pre-rolls, but you know, this is where we're at. Because I don't think you can turn them off as an affiliate. I think you have to be a partner to turn them off completely. Whatever. Thank you, Mara!
Mardon gifted her 95 subscription. Mardon gifted a tier 1 sub to Earth. Alice 95. They've given 9 gift subs in the channel.
Yay! No more ads for Alice! No more ads for Alice! Hell yeah. No worries, Steph. I'll see you in a bit. Thank you. That was really, really nice of you, Mara. I appreciate that. All my homies hate ads. Yeah! Yeah! Honestly, if I could get like rid of ads or just like have one every once in a while, like if I had like 30-second ad at the top of every hour rather than like having to do 90 seconds every 30 fucking minutes, I would. But just like but yeah, I just I hate ads. But at least like if they're like every half hour, then you like know what's up. Burr.
Your super shot is nearby. A relic from your past. The priest is kept hidden from
Goddamn priests. Fuck you, priest, taking my super shotgun. Did you know I like never beat playing fuck, Doom Eternal? I really should just start over and play Doom Eternal from the beginning again and just like play it on stream now that I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not gonna be good at it, but if y'all like me to like actually fucking beat Doom Eternal, or play Doom 2016 as well, because I never played that at all. I really liked it. I'm just really, really bad at it. And I also have a whole plan that I want to play Halo 1 co-op with Salt, because I think that'd be really funny. Because Salt's really bad at shooters. Like, really bad at shooters. Yeah, like, he makes me look good at them. Like, I'm not great, but, like, I'm good at Halo, at least. Like, that's not that hard. I'm fine against AI. AI is not that difficult. You just... They don't know how to shoot very well. Computer, like, AI players, like, NPCs, are, like, on about the same level as me, so it's, like, more fair. But yeah, I love, and I've played Halo 1 and 2, and I've never played any of the other ones, so, like, maybe doing, like, a whole series of them. Not that Salt has any fucking time on Earth to do anything ever, but it's a thing I want to do at some point. So, I think might be time to get the game going. I might just pop you in a BRB screen real quick, just because I gotta, like, put the monitor on, and that involves me lifting my shirt, which I don't think Twitch is the most fond of. So if I do that, you won't be missing anything. Other than my completely flat nothing of a chest. So yeah, I will do that, and then we have those 2 chapters to do, and then after that, we'll see if I still have energy, is what we will do. So scandalous, I know, right? I honestly just realized that I'm now visibly trans and I'm going to the States next month, well, in December. Maybe not my best decision, honestly, but I will keep my like chest covered, and maybe that'll stop me from being harassed. Who knows? America's always such a terrifying place to go. Like, Alice, I'm terrified that you live there. It scares the shit out of me. But anyway, I'm gonna do a quick BRB. You'll fight a bitch if needed. I appreciate that stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna do a quick BRB. I'm gonna put the heart rate monitor on, get that all set up, open up the game, and then we'll be good to go, okay? Okay. I'll be back in like 30 seconds, maybe. See, I told you that wouldn't be very long. Also, yeah, it does sound liminal as fuck. The 40-foot break in trees in a dead straight line to the horizon. Yeah, that's the border between America and Canada. And like, there's a certain section, it's all forest, and there's like a 40-foot gap in the trees in a straight line across it's the 49th parallel, I believe. But yeah, the border, it's just like a fucking dead straight line of just no trees in the middle of the woods. Google image search, Canada-US border force. Yeah, let me see if I can grab like an image for y'all. Let's do that in an incognito window, actually. Stupid, dumb streamer. Yes. Yeah. Is as terrifying as you? Yeah. It's pretty spooky. But yeah, so this is what the Canada-US border looks like. Is like a fucking, it's a dead straight line in the forest. It's just a straight line in the fucking woods. Like, what the hell is that shit? What is that? Why would you do... Isn't that, like, weird and upsetting? That's just... Why? It's literally the only way you can tell that there's a border between the two countries. It's just the border. Because we don't... Yeah, because we don't have, like... It's not like a defended border. We don't have like a fence or anything. But like we need to like, I guess need to know for like logistical reasons. There are also places like where people live on one side and go to school on the other side, and they have to go through a border crossing every single day to go to and from school. You rather have a garden fence or something? Well, the reason they can't do that is because wildlife goes back and forth, right? So, this way, like, deer can still migrate through the forest normally without getting caught up on a fence. So it's better for wildlife. It's just like a gap in the woods. And it also means that forest fires can't jump between countries. Because there's like a 40-foot gap, so like nothing can like jump that gap, really. Well, a really big forest fire could, but it, yeah. It's probably not... Those deer aren't allowed in the US without a valid passport. Mara! Ah! I'm gonna go all the way and make it even more horrifying with a 40-foot trench as well. Because the deer can't get through the trench! The point is that it's like almost a completely non-defended, like non-important border. They just need to jump. You just need to jump. It's not a big deal. It's just a liminal space. Hovering between the countries. It's fine. Okay, I gotta like pause the music so I can fucking think for 2 seconds to open the game. Oh yeah, I think Stories Untold also hijacks my mouse, so this is gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun. You're gonna watch a CPG Grey video now, then work on Azura's cosplay? Hell yeah, have fun, Steph. I appreciate you doing the painting, so I don't have to. Properties. Okay. One moment, please. One moment. I don't want the configuration window. I want this one. There we go. There we go, there we go. Epilepsy warning. I gotta put my headphones on so I can hear when Pine inevitably comes in to scare me. It's also a literal liminal space since it's between two countries. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I literally. Yeah, that's not even going through the headphones yet. I think that's still. But I appreciate the attempt. I'm like in the middle of like putting my headphones on and y'all are like, how about I scare you now? Also, quick thing is I gotta try and see if I can actually... Yeah, it's still not going through my... I gotta make it so you guys can scare me is what I gotta do. Yep, that's all just going through my fucking computer speakers. Headphones, why are you... Restart my headphones, see if that works. Yep, well, it's all just going through my laptop, so we're just gonna have to deal with that then. Why are you like this, computer? Why are you like this? Wait. Gotta pull up chat. Anyway, you're all just gonna have to deal with the fact that sound alerts are not going through properly. If I just... Yeah, I'll just abandon the headphones entirely then. Let me know if it's echoing, because if my headphones are just not working, then they're not working. Keep an eye out for hints. Oh my god, case sensitive? How dare you, game? Oh, Jesus Christ. This shit's so loud every time. I'm gonna try and get the headphones to fucking work. We'll see. Just the intro every single time. Hell yeah. Okay.
Station 3, do you read me?
Oh no.
Give me a sign, man. This storm is getting pretty wild.
Rope, that's kinky.
Come on, 3, log in. Quit fucking around.
I'll fuck around if I want to. You fucking chill. I like your accent though. Log in. 03031968. Hell yeah. I can read post-it notes.
There he is.
Finally, what took you?
Is the microphone still broken in Station 3?
Yeah. It appears to be.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't reply. You should be able to hear you though. Can see activity registering, so your voice is definitely going through.
Yeah.
Okay, we can chat later, 3.
Oh yeah, you were right, Mara. 1 second. There we go.
Yeah, this is pretty serious. I've had a distress call from Central. There's a situation and we have to fire up signal monitoring and relay systems right away.
What kind of situation?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's got something to do with this storm. Whatever it is, it's big to want to involve us.
Shit. Okay, what do we do then?
Well, my fucking cabin power isn't holding up in this weather, so I can't process the signals myself. 2, you need to feed the frequency information through to the backup terminal in Station 3. And 3, you just need to tune, decode, and process. Just refer to the handbook on the microfilm. It'll walk you through it.
I've never done any of this stuff, so I'm not going to be much help, I'm afraid.
Joy.
It's simple, honestly. You could do this in your sleep.
Okay, first one is due to appear in a minute or so. Have a quick read of that microfilm handbook. It should be on your left.
I'm gonna get suited up and restart the generator. Don't fuck it up.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna fuck it up. Like, immediately gonna fuck it up. Audio out error. Oh. Great! It's an actual microfiche. I can't... What?
Okay, 3, we're up. Do whatever it is you're supposed to do.
Okay. So I need FM. 1930. No, I have not used microfiche before. 2008, that was a shitty year. Oh my god, that's sensitive. Okay. Input broadcast authorization. I don't... You're old? Well, also, who the fuck uses microfiche? Like, I hate to tell you, but, that was not a thing, in my small-ass town. I don't care how long ago you're talking, that was not a thing. What is microfiche? This is microfiche. I also can't read this. Is the thing. Like, it's, the font is so small and blurry, I could not begin to tell you what any of this says. Yeah, I can't really explain. What? In what universe is this helpful? I should be able to zoom in. Yeah, but like, No. I have this thing. Well, we're all fucked because I don't know the goddamn password. The knob on the sides? What? There is no knob. I did these. This rotates it way too quickly, mind you. This just sort of wiggles things around. This is like a completely other different piece of equipment. Oh, there we are. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry that I'm completely off camera, but like even zoomed in, I can't actually read this because I have astigmatism, so I can't read glowing green text. It's a microscope for documents. Yes, I hate this. I hate this so badly. I genuinely... What about... Oh, that's probably cyanide in my teeth. We at the Central Monitoring Division would like to thank you for agreeing to commit to a year's service. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know what any of this is. Sorry? Oh, I hate this already. I hate this immensely. Like... First you need to get it. Yes, I need a password. Also, Mara, I appreciate that you're trying to help, but I would really like you to not backseat extremely hard. Like, I do actually know that I need a password. That I fucking gathered. Oh, cause do not write it down. Yeah. You know, I appreciate it that you're trying to help, but like, you have no idea how difficult this is to control, and I also cannot read green text. So like, it's gonna take me a lot longer than you think it's going to for me to be able to like figure out what's happening, because I literally cannot read. I have a key light in my eyes, first of all. Do not write down the authentication key in anything. Well, but then where is it? Because, like, it says I can't write down the code anywhere, so then how am I supposed to know it? Unless they told me and I'm just supposed to remember that somehow. Yeah, I'm sorry this is taking so long. I just, like, genuinely... Sorry. Because I can't... God, like, I can't see for shit. So, like, playing a game like this when you can't see is, like, not maybe the most helpful. Oh, man, if it wants me to do Morse code, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be so upset, because I can't. Okay. Okay. Abacus. Okay, now I'm figuring it out. There we go. sys.exe minus d minus e. Okay. Allocate 202 minus a. Output log minus false. Wait, I think that was case sensitive. No, that's all still small. Yeah, I'm just double checking that I have it in right. Okay. Okay, we've got it figured out.
Okay, my light here just turned green and the signal stopped. So I think you did it right.
Woo!
Next one coming up in 30 seconds, apparently.
Oh,
Don't
joy!
leave them hanging too long. I don't know what they're for, but I know we have to make them top priority or I'll get shit.
Of course, don't worry, we'll keep on top of it.
Oh yeah, I'll do this real fast.
Creepy sounding things, aren't they?
Hacker voice I'm in. Okay, so... Wait.
Zero, 1, 2, 26, 14, 0, 1, 2,
Mardine gifted a Lauren a subscription. Mardine gifted a tier 1 sub to Lauren.
20,
They have given 10 gift subs in the
14,
channel.
Aw, thank you, Mara. Thanks for giving Lauren a sub. That's really appreciated. Wait, when is this? Chevron. Okay, sick. No more ads. You're too swift. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go all the way back. Where's Chevron? 20? So it's like right at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. My eyes are really fast. Reference dot init minus WW or minus Z. Oh, WZ. Okay, next one is proc begin. Okay. Get int XYZ. Okay. Wow. What did I, how did I? XYZ or capitals? What? How did I fuck that up? Oh, it's a variable replacement. X is the second.
twenty, 6, 14, 0, 1, 2,
Fifth and sixth? Okay.
26, 14, 0, 1, 2, 26, 14, 0.
Imagine this as an escape room, I'd be so mad.
Pushing this update to the transmitter now. Getting the hang of it, huh?
Kinda.
Next one coming up. One. What does GCS mean?
GCS? What do you mean?
Yeah, no, this next one has come through with an additional note. GCS3 equals E1V1M1.
I've not seen it before. Check the microfilm. Might be something in there about it. Listen, let me know when you're done with that one. I haven't heard back from the transport team and I'm starting to worry.
Sure thing. Okay, here it is. Whoa. Okay, that's different.
Flashing red screen.
Yeah, quite the warning sign.
Shit. Something's going on. The last two must have just been testing the system. Tune it as normal and I'll see what I can find out once I get these goddamn lights on.
Oh, this is bad. I can't read Morse code is the thing. The auditory processing disorder is kicking off today, fellas. Oh, this seems bad. Oh yeah, they're all numbers, it looks like. Because they've crossed out everything except the numbers. So. Okay, that's a reset. Okay, I think it was like... It also doesn't help that this is like so not in focus, like at all. I think it was 09 was the start. Okay. I'm getting there. So it's 774, I think. Well, 77's next. I think it's 30. Haha! I'm a fucking genius. Okay, Kansas. Got it. Nicely done. Thank you, Mara. I'm a goddamn genius. Okay, let's go this way. Because I want to get to the contents will tell me how far I gotta go. So we want Kansas. That's not too far. Okay. Point package.exe. Where X is the longest number, or largest number from the original broadcast. Oh, that was 9. Oh, it's a capital P, for fuck's sake. Because I'm assuming 0 wouldn't be the largest number. .ex. Oh, it's .ex, not .exe. Well. You don't remember a lot of the letters? Yeah, the only thing I really know in Morse code is like SOS and LOL. SAL, fucking. If this could be ever in focused. Sal minus A minus 40. That's 46? Wow. Could be 48. I don't fucking know. I can't read. For G then.
Okay, one, we're done. Nothing has happened really, all good. What did you want?
I'm about to head outside to look at this generator. My cabin is completely out.
Scorched Earth, 10
Check
targets.
the roster, and we were supposed to hear from the supply.
Launch
3 days
successful.
ago, but I've had nothing. No
Huh.
responses either.
Shit. The storm?
Huh. Oh, that's
3.
bad.
Can you monitor a range for me? They use an emergency signal somewhere between 8,500 range. FM. See if you can track it down for me.
That's our supply for the next 6 months. If they turn back, what do we do?
We can reschedule. I'm more worried that they didn't turn back. Otherwise, we'd be having a drink by now. The boat was called 20F.
God, yeah. Okay. 3. 8,500 FM somewhere. See if you can pick up a distress signal or something.
Sorry, Mar, I genuinely cannot read that right now. Because I have to have all these numbers in my head because it doesn't repeat them.
They have been sighted, connecting to central population centers and beginning what is being described as a removal. It's not yet known if the anomaly is still moving with weather systems. We'll bring you further updates as they happen. An emergency broadcast received from Madrid confirms the epidemic has traveled across the Atlantic. They have been sighted, connecting to central population centers and beginning what is being described as a removal. It's not yet known if the anomaly is still moving with weather systems. We'll bring you further updates as they happen.
Oh, that's bad.
3. 8 to 8,500 FM.
Does anyone read? This is supply vessel 20F. Do you read me?
Oh my God, that's them.
This is a distress signal from supply vessel 20F. Please respond. Is anyone there? We don't have enough supplies to last whatever this is out. We have some on board, but it's not enough. We try to turn back, but the storm, or them, have messed with our GPS and sent us straight into the ice.
What on earth is he talking about?
We're holed up here. We just got word from Central that New York has fallen. Everyone's gone there now.
Are you
Why,
catching?
Are you there? Are you hearing this?
Are you two catching on?
3, do the same.
What do you mean? Did you hear the report?
I just got a call from Station B at the coast. Something has happened. I don't know what, but they said we had to lock up and stay in our cabins. Then it went dead.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Just do it. They're here.
Ugh! Who are they? Shit, One, there's another GCS signal coming in. Do we process it still?
Yeah. As long as the GCS number is going up, we're helping a lot of people.
It was 3 last time, it's 6 this time. What does it mean?
That's good. That's good. Just process the signals.
That's it in.
Hotel Bravo Echo Mike Zulu Sierra Hotel Bravo Echo.
Okay, I have what I need. Okay, so it's the alphanumeric stuff. Okay, yeah, the pro sign is that like initial beep, appendix B phonetic. Okay, that's what I need. That like is different than the other stuff, so that you can tell what the thing is. Huh. Alpha phonetic. Okay, cool. I gotta rotate this. Um. Yeah, the one I thought was L was definitely an M because it's Mike, not light like I thought it was, but so it's Mike, Zulu, yeah. Sierra, Hotel, Bravo, Echo. Oh God. What the fuck does that say? I can't read any of that. Do I have to convert it into numbers? Because I'm going to cry. Also, this like spinny thing is not great for me and my needs, actually. Okay. Okay. I don't know what this means. I'm not smart. So frequency. Okay, what frequency are we at? 6970? So 6970 is this one. Is the third. So we want, the first one is Mike. Mike is 15. Okay. And Zulu is 2. Sierra S is 21. Azura is not smart. Lies, you're smarter than I am most of the damn time. That's not true. 21. S is 21, right? S 21. Yep. And then it's Hotel. H 3 is 10. half the damn time. Yeah, I'm not the smartest person on earth. I'm just, you know, I'm up there. 4. And then E7. There we go. Centaur. Okay, I need to rotate you back vertical, so I'm scrolling the right way. And zoom out a little bit. Make you a little bit more in focus. Okay. It's definitely sideways. I definitely still fucked this up somehow. Okay. What am I trying to get to? Centaur. Great, cool. Where's Centaur? Okay. It's down this way. There it is. Okay, I gotta zoom in because I can't read this for shit. Who would have thought astigmatism is what made games hard? Dynamic variables, blah, blah, blah. Are there any dynamic variables in this one? No. M dot status minus R. M dot minus R. Command dot, okay, okay. Command dot strength, I guess, minus Z. H grid, I think that's a W or a 0. H grid, I'm gonna assume 0. Okay. God damn it. I fucked it up. M status minus R, okay. There we go. I'm stubborn is what I am.
There's something... I don't know what I'm looking at. Cabling?
Launch. Sending coordinates.
I see something above 3's cabin. One of the power lines down. 1, are you there?
Oh, I hate that. Oh, don't... Santa, I know we're in your North Pole, but, like, don't drag stuff on my ceiling.
What the hell is that?
Santa Claus.
Here, One. What's going on?
It's above me. Shit, it's above me. It's over Station 3 too. They're here.
What's here? Jesus, One, what the fuck is out there?
Santa Claus.
It's fine, you'll be fine.
They're here, yeah. The reindeer.
Shit. Here's another signal. GCS7 equals E1 V5 M1. One, what the hell? It's flashing urgent.
Well, he's not going to help us right now, so... You know what? Okay. Yep.
1 8 9 0 4 5.
I don't like this one.
8 9
Sacrifice? That's maybe my least favorite one so far.
Guys, are any of you walking around in that storm? That's crazy. You'll get yourself killed.
I'm not.
No one is outside. You're seeing things, 4.
Who the fuck is...
1, 8, 9, 0, 4, 5.
Rot.x.
9, 0, 4.
Numbers 1, 2, 3.
1, 8, 9, 0, 4, 5.
Okay.
3. Number station 3. This is station 4. Do not go outside. Don't go out there. Stay inside. Lock up. Do not go out there.
I'm not outside. Okay, so rot.x.
1, 8, 9, 0, 4, 5. 1, 8, 9, 0, 4, 5.
Okay, 0, 4, 5.
Guys, I'm shutting down station 5 and getting the fuck out of here. They took 6. Station 6 is fucking gone. Those things just ripped it out of the ground.
1, 8,
Yeah, Salt would lose his shit, whereas I'm just like, stop. I'm trying to figure out what the altitude and longitude is.
1, 8, 9, 0, 4, 5.
Let's actuate, right?
1,
Actuate, and then 0.1.
0, 4, 5. 1, 8,
And then I need
0.
Z authorization word from Appendix C. So where's Appendix C? You're not scared, I'm just annoyed. These people yelling while you have to do something. Yeah, that's kind of how my job works in normal. Okay, so start. Signal modulation.
9, 0, 4.
It's USB. Broadcast frequency. It's 8150. Process.
9, 0, 4.
Total of broadcast numbers.
1, 8, 9,
Okay, so total. So I have to add these all up.
5.
I could do that. So 10, 18. 18 plus 9 is 27.
0, 4, 5.
That's not that hard. Well,
1, 8, 9, 0, 4, 5.
there we go.
1, 8,
Now you're scared?
9,
Because of the flow charts?
4, 5.
Oh, is it not adding them as individual numbers?
1, 8, 9, 0.
Because it signals USB, frequency is 8150. Okay, total of broadcast numbers. Oh, I have to go keep going. Oh, is it greater than 30? No. Oh! Yeah, because it's 27. Alexander. Okay, cool. Got it.
1, 8,
Cool. I love how you're scared of that. Like, I'm totally fine. There's Santa Claus definitely stomping around outside. The reindeer are eating people. We're clearly having some sort of apocalypse where New York's gone, but honestly, no real loss.
James, the last signal hasn't sent. My terminal is going crazy demanding a response. I think the wind has misaligned the transmitter or something. We need to go out to it.
I mean, I'd rather not. It's snowy outside.
Please, James, I'm sorry, but I can't get out. I'm trapped. You'll still be able to hear me, though. Go. Go.
This is not great. Oh yeah, we measure things by both metric and imperial. I guess I'm getting dragged away. Whee! I wonder if I was on the good list or the naughty list. Am I naughty or nice? Where are we going? I mean, I guess I can't really fix the... Oh, I can actually fix the dish. Oh, this is not my favorite. Well, Okay. Yeah, we use a mix because America is next to us, so there's a certain level of backwards we still have to be comfortable with. Though I will say for like organic stuff, Imperial is actually really useful. So for things like height, like feet and inches is actually like not the worst. But like I know my height in both Imperial and metric. I'm 170 centimeters or 5'7". I know both. It's really not hard to just know both. But like I have no idea what my weight is in kilograms. I always have to figure that out. Cause like weight for humans in pounds is like pretty convenient. What else? You remember those when you had to flowchart functions? Oh yeah, that's fair. Could you? I don't have a jump button, do I? There we go. Yeah. Temperature, we do Celsius for weather, but we do use Fahrenheit for cooking. But even the Americans use grams for weeds, so like... Also, like, the snow's not really freaking me out too bad, because this is just what the weather is going to be like here in Toronto in, like, 2 months. And swimming pools and aquariums. Yeah, I guess. Well, aquariums, it depends, because, I know, like, for my snake tank, I know the correct temperature in both Fahrenheit and Celsius, because, American... exotic pet hobbyists will use Fahrenheit and European ones will use Celsius, so you kind of have to know both. Or at least Google convert everything pretty consistently. I don't know what I'm doing. Could you... Okay, that's not helping me any. I clicked out of the game by accident. I don't know how I did that. Half your social life by volume, measuring things with the system I don't understand. Yeah. In case of reindeer attack, hit big button. Yeah. Okay, there's my mouse. Yeah, this is just really complicated. Cause like I don't have like a reticle, so I don't know where the fuck my mouse is. It's like really unhelpful. Well, the generator's going again, so I guess I can go back. Santa, you're being kind of a dickhead, just so you're aware. Like, super not helpful. Like, it's not even Christmas yet. That's not for, like, a bit. Okay. This is Mara. Such a goofball. Oh, my foot's gone numb. That's not helpful. I know it's true, but it's also true that you're a goofball. Tell me I'm wrong. I have less than zero idea where I'm going. So I go back to my cabin. You did beat Portal like this? Yes, you did. Okay. Hopefully I'm going the right way, because I don't really know what I'm doing. Let's just wander up a snowy mountain. Oh god, my body hurts. Okay. This sound, like the whistling and stuff, like, is kind of annoying, but then, like, I realized I sleep to that sound all the time. Like, every year, that's a sound that lulls me to bed. It's just this weird-ass whistling sound. Keep hearing this, and part of me keeps... You said I missed it, but I can't imagine it was a comfy time when it's contemporary. Oh, what, the time when Mara beat Portal while she was, like, completely non-functional in the brain? It was interesting. I'll give it that. It was extremely frustrating at first because I thought she was trolling me on purpose. Yeah, the Portal thing. Because she kept, like, jamming a box into a square on the wall. That was just, like, a wall panel. And, like, in retrospect, I understand why. But, like, she saw a button and a box, immediately understood what to do, and then, like, walked past the button to go get the box, and then promptly forgot that the button was there. Which, once I realized, like, when she explained that's what happened, I was like, oh, okay. The issue being, it genuinely just looked like trolling from my perspective. Like, genuinely seemed like she was being a dick on purpose. I'm like, you cannot possibly not understand. You literally just solved the puzzle, like, 2 seconds ago. What is going on? Yeah, no, she just had fibro and brain fog so bad. Yeah, your brain just was not functioning even kind of a little bit. Okay, so I got dragged out of here and chucked down here, which is where I started. So I'm back where I started, which is apparently not where I'm supposed to be. It's very difficult to know if I'm actually clicking on the thing and it's just not a thing I can click on, or if I'm missing the thing because my mouse is kind of half off the side of the window. Okay, so this is not the correct location. It's okay, the dude only told me not to go outside, and now I'm wandering around with fucking Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, and all of the other reindeer who are absolute dickheads to anyone who does not conform. The real message of, like, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is that difference will not be tolerated unless it can be exploited for the benefit of the bourgeoisie. That's what that song means. Tell me I'm wrong. Fucking don't at me. Everyone here knows I'm correct. It's ruined your childhood, but I'm not wrong. Then you decided to use this escapade as a way to explain to people how my brain functions and try and convince me that I was unique. Yeah, well, because, like, who else could solve a... Because you had to basically resolve every puzzle every time you turned around. And yet you managed to do that. I don't understand. Because, like, I have such a firm sense of object permanence that, like, that's so foreign to me. Not wrong at all. Yeah, see, Lauren? You know where it's at. Santa Claus is a shitty boss. Slavery. He allows bullying until, like, the bullied is, like, has some sort of difference that can be used to his benefit. What an absolute dickhead. I maybe shouldn't talk like this while I'm outside and Santa's reindeers are hunting me, but, like... Does one night of work takes all the credit? Yeah, exactly. Fucking Elon Musk. In a fancy red suit. Absolute just dickhead. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Can you, mouse, can you function for 5 minutes? That'd be really schnazzy. Yeah, because, like, it's in windowed mode, but it's not liking that my mouse keeps sliding off the edge of the window. Rudolph the Revolutionary Reindeer, yeah. There we go. Figured it out. I fixed it. Oh, don't tell me I have to go... What are all the birds doing up there? The fuck are those? What are those? I mean, I knew the reindeer could fly, but, like, that's ridiculous. Pardon? What in the fresh hell is going on here? Why is there an air conditioner? In what universe is that fucking necessary? Gonna...
I can't feel my legs, James.
That's fine.
I'm so tired.
Huh. Why are there cars here? We need to condition the air for one reason or another? Yeah, maybe. I don't like that sound. I will say.
What are you doing? James, please.
Make sure to shampoo the air before you condition it? Hell yeah. Also, my friend doesn't seem to be having a good time. Who's coming back? You mean me? Yeah? I'm hearing whispering, which is not necessarily the greatest. Also, you told me to not go outside, but I think I'm on the nice list and not the naughty list, because I seem to be fine. The whispering in my ear is slightly concerning.
He's coming back.
I mean, I am, but, like, why does that matter? Did you think I wasn't coming back? Like, why wouldn't I? I have really nowhere else.
Everyone is waiting on you. You need to wake up.
Wake up from what? I'm pretty sure I'd know if I was sleeping. Clearly me dreaming about Santa Claus coming and jumping on my cabin is not a dream. That's definitely real.
Machines, they are your lifeline. Follow them. Please.
What?
James. Go to them. Tell them what happened.
Oh, interesting.
Mr. Asian, can you hear me?
Oh, it's me again. I'm Mr. Asian. Is this one that caught me and put me in the lab when I then became the alien thing?
Welcome back.
Hi. Oh, neat. I didn't know these all linked in. Because Mr. Asian was my name when I was doing chapter 2, when I was like, hello, I will follow your instructions. And then secret XCOM backstory. No, I don't know, Mara, you weren't here last time. In the second chapter, your name is Mr. Asian. And you, yeah, the lab conduct one. And you end up becoming like a host for like some alien robot-y thingy. Because they're like getting you to do experiments on this thing. And then they're like, keep doing this stuff. We know it's dangerous, but like we don't care that you die. And they don't realize that I could hear them whispering that. And then when the alien and I become attached, we're like, yes, fuck these guys collectively. That was really fun. I'm really excited to play this last chapter now. Try and look around for clues. I mean, I'll work on that. That was really cool. Okay. Asian is just a code name. The name's Rester, James
I
Rester.
think that's enough of that for now.
What? I mean, agreed. The number of times I've seen that intro. Okay.
You're quite fond of this show, aren't you?
Uh-huh. I mean, I've seen it a lot of times.
Okay, come on. Let's get you down to the observation room.
Oh, you're wheeling me around in a wheelchair. I don't like it when I'm in a wheelchair and people move me. Just let me move myself. I know how to do this.
Starting to feel like home to you.
Not particularly.
Don't worry. Try and get you out of here eventually.
That doesn't really reassure me as much as you think. Out of here in what fashion, I guess, is the thing that's important for me to know.
Okay, are we through in the next room? Just relax and we'll get started in a moment.
Okay, bye, sir.
Right, Mr. Asian, now are you ready? Just hit record on the tape deck in front of you when you're ready.
Maybe you're sedated or hopped up on truth serum or whatever. Maybe. Cool. Hello?
This is subject 12-19-86-23, new session entry. We have myself, Dr. Alexander, leading, and in a room we have our patient, Mr. James Asian.
Hello.
As we know, James has recently recovered from a 2-week coma following his accident. In our last 3 sessions, James's attempts to recollect events of the accident seen him merging his memory with his imagination.
Uh-huh.
These episodes.
Ha! Episodes.
Panic, and we've had to terminate the session abruptly.
Well, maybe you're a bad therapist.
Better, James. So when you're ready, let's bring this back. I know how difficult this must be, but you can do this. James, it's time to remember.
Yeah, recovered memories aren't a thing, my guy.
Your mind. It's like a conscious black box.
Yep, no, that's not how memory works.
Show you your memories. Look into it.
Oh, it's the alien. Hi, friend. Oh, you remember these tape decks? We had one in my kindergarten class. Oh, I had one of those, like, my dad had one of those that I played with all the time. Hello. Merge into my brain again, sir. Ponder the orb.
Recent episode. You recall the
false memory of a remote weather station. You were isolated from the rest of the world, locked inside your coma. We interacted with you daily, encouraging you to wake. Your family would do number puzzles with you. Anything, really, to bring you back. People needed answers, James. Do you remember?
I have another signal here for you, James. It's at 5610 FM. You can't miss it.
Yeah, I see it.
Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12 19 86 23 04. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12.
Report. Sweet. Traffic accident report file.
12, 19, 86, 23, 04. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12.
Fatal accident, James Asian. God, I can't read this for shit. Zoom in more. Anyway, it's a bunch of car stuff in bold that I can't read. Arrived on scene to discover two cars that had been involved in a near head-on collision. Mr. Asian found lying down outside his vehicle with head injuries. An ambulance was immediately called. His passenger was trapped in the vehicle in critical condition. Sorry, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. From wounds sustained in the collision. The driver of the blue sedan, Mr. Herrings, was found dead on arrival. It was noticed that there was a strong smell of whiskey from the driver and an empty whiskey bottle on the passenger seat. Mr. Asian was questioned on scene. He described an oncoming blue sedan being clearly out of control, which he swerved to avoid. Mr. Asian's passenger was his sister. The driver of the blue sedan was an ex-police officer of 20 years. Wow.
This is 20F 12 19 86 23 04. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12 19 86 23 04.
20th fatal accident.
James, you gotta see this. This is 20F 12 19 86
I'm trying to.
23 04.
That's capitals.
Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F 12 19 86 23 04. Type in the numbers. You gotta see this. This is 20F
Empty whiskey out of control.
19 86 23 04. Type in the numbers, James. You gotta see this. This is 20F.
Wow. I'm also not surprised that my character got hit by a car and it was a fucking drunk driver that was also a cop. That sounds about fucking right, to be honest. I say as someone in real life, like I've actually been in a situation where a cop car almost hit me as a pedestrian, so like... There we go. Just had to format it right.
Find the signal, James. Listen to the voices. You have to face it, James. Finally.
$7,000 FM, okay. NS1 Officer Williams interview, audio archive reporting officer, okay.
It's not like it at all. I've worked with Officer Hennings for 6 years and not once have we even talked about alcohol. Drunk driving. He was a father, a husband. He was fine. No way he caused this. It's him, this Haitian guy. He's got something to hide.
Do I? Oh, yeah, no, it's just the random pedestrian that ended up in a coma. It's my fault, not the cop who had fucking whiskey in his car. Uh-huh. That sounds about right. So I'm locked in a fucking room. This doesn't make sense to you. I mean, no, it doesn't. Step into the hospital ward, only it seems abandoned. Your vision is blurry. All of your episodes were recorded to tape. This is the 4th. Y'all fucking suck. Don't have that 5th pint? Maybe don't drive with 4. First steps to recovery. Oh, was I the alcoholic? And I framed the cop some the fuck how? You tense up. Someone else is here. Yeah, no shit. But yeah, I guess I blamed him because otherwise I'm guilty for killing my sister, I assume. You grab the keys from the table, they weigh heavy in your hand. Uh-huh. Coma ward. Observation room. I want to go to the observation room, actually, real quick. If it'll let me. It will not. Coma ward it is. Hand sanitizer. Clean hands save lives. Yep. For some reason, Victorian doctors need to be taught that. You only caught a glimpse of the room. You guess that's why there was no detail here. Oh. I don't really have memories of this place. You spent most waking moments in here. The only video they have, some horror compilation, trash. Stories Untold. That's funny. There's gunk on the wall. Oh, I can't walk over there. You've messed up the feng shui of the room. Another door you never opened. You don't know what was in there. It's probably, honestly, like a broom closet. What? Waiting area is dark, but you feel a presence right behind you. I mean, that's nice. Someone breathes on your neck, standing over you. Like chill, but like, I also don't care. Locked. More locked doors, like you can't go somewhere you've never been. Well, how do you know I've never been there? Whee. Feel dread in the pit of your stomach. Don't tell me what to do. Oh, that's bright as shit.
Okay, we have a 22-year-old male just brought in from a vehicle collision. He was awake and mobile at the scene, but collapsed on arrival to the emergency ward. The other passengers died in the accident.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting no pulse. Prepare for defib. Amp charge full to 10 and give me 100 joules.
Uh-huh.
Come on, 100 joules. Charge amp full to 10.
Okay. Oh, this is the whole heart thing. Why I was like imagining some weird heart thing.
Come on. Can we get this on the screen, please?
Oh, it's my face.
Come on, 100 joules. Charge amp full to 10. Clear. No reaction from first stage. Let's try higher.
How many joules?
Keep the amp charged at 10.
Cool. I'm defibbing my own heart. That's really funny.
Keep the charge at 10. Let's go.
Gotcha.
Clear.
Ow.
Okay, we have a reaction of some sort here, a weak signal.
Uh-huh.
Let's keep going. Increase again. 360. Charge
Oh,
full.
Xbox 360? So you can, like, turn 360 degrees and walk away?
Come on, 360, hurry.
I'm working on it. You know how hard this is to control with a fucking trackpad? Boop.
Clear.
Ow.
Well, would you look at that? It seems we have...
Whee! I'm alive! Look at me go!
Rhythm is stable. We need to run an X-ray right away.
Uh-huh.
Where are we with that X-ray? Let's get it going now, please. intracerebral hemorrhage.
Oh, that's not
You
good.
need to drain this now to relieve pressure. Prepare for
Oh. Oh, that's what this thing's for.
on a drill, please.
So there's bleeding on the brain. And you need to drill into the brain to relieve pressure.
Mr. Asian, you've made excellent progress. You're doing great. We need you to stay calm and try to relax.
Why would you be awake during this?
We're going to attempt to alleviate some of this discomfort.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would not feel great. My dad's had, not that for that reason, but he's had drills in his head before. It was for, a different thing. Oh, no. Okay. Abandoned house shit again. Not only is tonight New Year's Eve, but tomorrow you leave on a 6-month trip abroad with friends. Mom, Dad, and your sister Jennifer have decided to throw a party to celebrate it all. The house is full. You're in the living room, and as usual, you don't recognize a soul. A text adventure? Yeah, this was chapter 1. It's kind of, this chapter is going through all the previous ones. Look around. Room is full of chatty strangers. Mostly friends of Mom and Dad. There's a door to the hall. Look. Door. The doorway is wide open, allowing guests to move freely through the house. Go to door. Walk out. Door. Leave. You push through the crowd into the hallway. The hallway is as welcoming as ever, only this time the folks have put a great big banner up across the main wall. Half-finished drinks are abandoned on almost every horizontal surface. Stairs lead up through the party. Stairs lead up, although the party is firmly downstairs. Look. Right. Same as ever. Stairs, door to the living room, and door to the kitchen. Go to kitchen. They say all the best parties are in the kitchen. The kitchen is full of people and love. There are drinks and food on the table, and the party is in full swing. Dad has cooked a hog roast, which sits proudly on the table, although no one is eating it. Eat roast. Maybe later. Talk. Dad. Look around. There's a utility room and writing on the wall. Also, Jen is here signaling you. Look. Writing. Look at writing on the wall. Look. Wall. Talk. Jen. She's too far away and the room is too loud. Go to wall. Go to Jen. You push through, apologizing over and over to get to Jennifer. You hug. You're going to miss each other. You thank her for the party. She asks if you are enjoying the party. You tell her it's great, even though you don't really know anyone. She tells you to enjoy it anyway, and to loosen up. She asks you to get her a drink. Get Jen a drink. You pour Jen a drink, and one for yourself too. There's never an awkward silence with Jennifer. She always has a question. She asks if you have everything sorted for the big trip. Yes. You tell her yes, that you have packed everything with plenty of room to spare. Another hug. Your family have really gone out their way to make this trip happen for you. It might be what you need to get some perspective and maybe not fuck up so much. She's going to miss you. You're going to miss her. She walks away. Jen has disappeared into the crowd. You're left standing, nodding and smiling at the approving faces. There's so much to do for this move. Can't mess it up. But first, a drink. Don't drink. You pour down another drink. Anything to move the night along. Oh, god damn it. I see what's happening here. I get drunk and I drive and I'm dumb. Look around. Room is full. Go. Utility room. You open the door and peer in. You're never allowed in here normally. This is where Dad keeps his fine wines and whiskeys, ceiling to floor racks. And collector, although he does actually drink them too. There's a bottle with a ribbon around it and a card. Look, card. You pick up the whiskey and the card. It's your dad's handwriting. Son, we're so proud of you and everything you've achieved. You've earned this. It's a bottle of 25-year-old double malt. You shouldn't really, but you have to try it. With your whiskey in hand, you take in the room around you. There must be hundreds, no thousands of pounds worth of drink in here. You really must thank your dad for the whiskey. Thank Dad. Leave room. You head back into the kitchen, clutching your new best friend. You stumble out of the utility room and back into the kitchen. That is one strong whiskey. You take another swig and give the thumbs up to Dad across the room. He nods and winks. Talk, Dad. He tells you he is proud of you and to go easy tonight, early flight tomorrow. Go hall. You got back out to the hallway. A few bumps and laughs on the way through and you make it to the hall. You stop dead in your tracks. It's Jen, covered in blood. She's staring straight at you. No one else notices. Go to Jen. Blood is dripping down her face. It's mixing with tears. Call for help. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Help Jen. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Leave. Oh God, no. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
We tried our best, Mrs. Asian, but her injuries were too severe.
Oh no.
I don't understand. I was just talking to her.
So I did kill my sister.
She passed away before we could get to her in surgery. We did the best we could. I'm so sorry.
Where is she?
So I got drunk, killed my sister, and then framed the other person I killed.
Let me talk to her now.
I'll arrange for you to see her. In the meantime, James is in recovery. He's stable for now.
I don't want to see him.
Oh yeah, no, my mom fucking hates me because I killed my sister. You are standing in the hallway. Something had stopped you in your tracks. While searching your mind, your sister interrupts. She waves her hand in front of you and asks if you can drive her home. You still feel out of sorts. Those words echo. No. I can't. I'm drunk. She's waiting patiently for that ride home you had promised her. Go upstairs. You'd love to call it a night, but Jen is waiting patiently. You need to tell me which room you want to go to. Leave upstairs. Go kitchen. Maybe your keys are in the kitchen. The kitchen is busy. Way too many people jammed in here, but I guess this is where the food and drink are at. The guests are like a set of vultures picking at the roast on the kitchen counter. Your dad is locking up the utility room. Talk, Dad. Dad tells you to take your sister home, to go slow since you've had a few drinks already. My dad told me to drive drunk? Look. Room. It's difficult to move around in here between all the people and the kitchen table. Leave. Room. You head back out to the hallway. You're standing in the hallway, bottle of whiskey in hand, but no car keys. Jen points to the living room and sighs as she puts on her coat. You all know that I'm drunk, and you're making me go. This is the early 80s, I think. Yeah, go. My thing is, like, You're sure your keys are in the living room? My thing is, like, how can they be mad at me if they told me to? The living room has a much more relaxed atmosphere compared to the kitchen. Various guests are sat in chairs having civilized conversations. There's a coffee table in the middle of the room. Your mom is pouring a drink at the drinks cabinet. How can they be mad at you? Oh my god, Mara. Look around. Coffee table, a drinks cabinet. One of the chairs is overflowing with jackets and coats. Look, table. Drinks on coasters like proper civilized people. You can't see your keys. Look, coats. You search through all the jackets and coats until you find yours. Haha. Car keys in the pocket. You grab both. Talk, mom. Talk to... Keys in hand, you head back into the hall. When did that organization start anyway? I don't know, probably in the 90s. Jen thanks you for helping her out. She has work in the morning and no one else is in any fit state to drive. You can handle it though. You know the road like the back of your hand, don't you? No. Yes. Go upstairs. I'm trying to sleep it off. You know that once you've given your Jen her ride home. Oh my god, Gabe. Just as a PSA, do not, even if you've had one drink, do not drive. She could just, in real life, just be like, sorry, I've also been drinking. You're gonna have to sleep on the fucking couch. Or, you know, if you know you have to drive someone later, don't drink at all. Don't do it. It's never a good idea. You could fucking, like the game shows, you could fucking kill someone. Leave. You open the front door and walk out into the freezing night. The cold air hits you. You're glad you have your jacket with you. There's a dusting of snow around you as you step down from the porch. The yard extends around the back of the house and the car sits at the front of the house. Go. Yard. She sighs and comically taps her feet. Apart from the little light escaping from the party indoors, the yard is pitch black. You still have stargazing here. You stumble around the darkness, looking for the perfect spot to take in the majesty of the night sky. Look up. The trusty old generator is here working away. The sky is majestic. Look. Sky. You gaze up at the night sky. For some reason, you don't recognize any of the star patterns tonight. Go front. Jennifer looks relieved as you head back round to the front of the house. As a PSA, if you've been drinking, do not operate a train, even if this game tries to railroad you into it. Yeah. Get in car. You fumble with the car handle, confused, until Jen tells you maybe the key in your hand. Fumbling with the car keys, you eventually get the door open and climb inside. The car is freezing. As you fumble with your seatbelt, your sister opens up the car glove box and hands you a note and a key that was inside. She tells you that it's for when you return. Look. Note. The note is from your dad and reads, "Hi son, hope you enjoy your break. You'll need to fire up the generator around back to get power and lights on. Also found something in the attic for you. It's in your room. Enjoy." The car is freezing. Both you and Jen have your seatbelts on and are ready to go. It's time to go. Get out of car. Leave car. Yeah, they're all stupid. Jennifer is getting impatient. If you value your life, you had better get her home first. I do value my life, which is why I don't want to drive. They're so dumb. Drive, car, drunk, like a jackass. The car doesn't move, given that the engine isn't actually on. It's like you've never driven before. I actually haven't! Turn on car. Try and turn the ignition with sheer willpower despite having the keys in your hand. Game! Use keys. It takes a number of attempts, but you eventually slot the key into the ignition. If you're struggling to put the keys in the car, maybe you can't drive. Turn keys. You turn the key in the ignition and the car roars to life. Pull brakes. Drive. Car squeals but stay stationary. Release the brake. Generally, suggest releasing the brake, giving you a wide-eyed stare. I just tried that! Release brakes. How stupid is Jennifer to let you drive after watching this? You tried releasing the brake. I typed brakes first. I typed brakes, plural, first. Also, yes, she kind of deserves to die at this point, honestly. Undo brakes. Mara, I'm gonna throw so many things down the street at your house. It won't get very far because I can't throw very well. Certainly not the many blocks to your house, but I will throw things. Very hesitantly release the handbrake. Drive the fucking car. You put the car in gear and pull out the driveway like a first-time driver. You really shouldn't be. I am driving very drunk on the road towards town where your sister stays. Jen starts dozing off as soon as the journey got going. This shouldn't take long. You come to a junction. Is it left or right? You can't remember. Stop. You didn't stop the car, did you? You should have. I know! I have tried repeatedly. I am smarter than this protagonist in that I don't drive ever, let alone drunk. Fucking left. Turn left. You don't want to, but you had better ask Jen for directions. Ask Jen. She grunts and throws her arm to the left. It's left. Of course it's left. Yeah, I just said turn left. You turn the car left at the junction and accelerate off. Confident that you are on the right road now, you loosen up and put your foot down on the accelerator. You feel powerful as the engine roars at your command. Jen sits up in her chair and clutches your arm. She asks you to slow down. Slow down. That's not what really happened though, is it? I don't know. I wasn't there. Jen is hitting your arm and yelling at you, crazy sister. Strange. There's a set of headlights coming directly at you, but really slow, like slow motion. Pull over. You try and react, but your body isn't responding. There's nothing you can do to stop this. There's no way to control it. The lights merge with your car. The outside joins the inside. The whole world around you begins to scream. Whee! And this is what happens when you eat 5 gum.
The moment you lost it all.
Uh-huh.
Your sister, your parents, yourself. And then you made it worse.
I don't think I did.
Show us what you did.
You wake up in the car, your world is upside down, your seatbelt struggles against gravity, trying to hold you in your seat. An impact into another car has torn a hole in the chassis. Poisonous fumes spill into your car from the engines. You're in grave danger. You have to get out of here. Undo seatbelt. Get out. You can't move. Your seatbelt is still in place. Yeah, that's why I said undo seatbelt. This is the longest no don't drink drive PSA ever. Yeah. Wait. Remove seatbelt? You release yourself from the seat. Gravity takes over as you slump onto the roof of the car. Open door. You squeeze through the wreckage and... I can't read fast enough in this weird blue glow. Every breath brings pain to your chest. Your head is throbbing. A blue car has smashed into the passenger side of your car. Your life cannot be ruined by this. You are standing holding your whiskey and your dad's note, and flashing lights are approaching at a distance. It's fine, Lauren. Help Jen. Get Jen out. Look, Jen. Crash site. Smoke billows from the crashed cars to the sky above. Exterior lights flicking on and off. Go to blue car. The door is jammed. You don't have time to be messing around like this, James. Leave? I don't understand. Call help. Yell. What car? The other blue car or yours? Yours. Open my car door. Open blue car door. Open blue door. I keep saying, oh God, the syntax, the taxes for all of my sins. That like won't understand. I'm so annoyed. Which car? The other blue car. Other blue car. Go blue car. The door is jammed. You don't have time to be messing around like this, James. I know, but like, don't sass me, text-based adventure. Open my door. What car? Open sedan? I don't know what you're trying to use. I'm not. Okay. Breathe. Smoke. Commit, die. Want help? Yes. If I'm like on the right path and just not phrasing it correctly, there's no way I'm gonna figure this out. I'm so mad. Drink whiskey. Come on, James. If you drink this now, you are going to get what's coming to you. Oh, the lights are... Just tell me if you want the command. Oh, the lights. The lights are so much. Frame other driver. Pour whiskey? Well, that's not smart thinking, James, is it? They'll eventually find it there and will link it to you. Put With the lights approaching closer, you begin to hear the thrill of their sirens. You simply cannot go to jail for this. You clean the bottle to remove your connection with the whiskey. You then very deliberately spill the remainder of the bottle's contents onto the driver, and you toss the incriminating evidence onto his passenger seat. The blue light makes it very difficult to read. A circle of flashing lights surrounds you, illuminating the crash site in the distance, or in the darkness. Behind them, an army of people, all staring. One figure steps out, a silhouette, and walks towards you. Look. The silhouette is a police officer and in uniform. He beckons you to approach. This is before DNA evidence too, so you can get away with it. Yeah. Thanks, Pine. I guess I figured it out. Walk. Silhouette. You're not making sense. Yes, I am. Walk. Forward. Walk to officer. Go to officer. As you approach the man, the pulsating lights around you get dimmer and dimmer.
I know you're tearing yourself apart over it, but no matter what you keep telling yourself, you have to listen to me.
Do I?
Accident. A poor man. Me. You have to remember. It was all your fault.
It wasn't. It just really wasn't.
I know what you did. How you left me there to protect yourself. Planting evidence on some poor man.
Who was dead?
Head first into that officer and you wrecked all of our lives.
Yeah, you made me drive you drunk.
You couldn't even take responsibility.
Yeah, you made me drive drunk.
For you and no one else. Save yourself. Only it was wrong, wasn't it?
Wee!
Look at you now. Utterly consumed by it. Say it, James.
I'm gonna go this way. Bye!
Say it. Tell them.
Tell them what in the what now?
Listen to yourself.
Flicky. Flicking lights.
It has to end, James.
Sweetie, you were collecting red flags like daisies. You don't get to be mad about it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna say it's not...
Episode you're having must come to an end.
It's not his fault. But the fact that, like, you were drunk...
Make it stop. You remember.
The fact that, like, he very much knew he was drunk, but everyone else did too, and still, like, come on now.
Stop the session, Mr. Isham.
It's everyone's collective fault except the other driver. Yeah.
Go back to where we started.
Yeah, like, it's not the other driver's fault. He was the innocent victim in all this.
Put an end to this nightmare.
I'm working on it, my guy. Dr. Alexander is always watching remotely. I don't know if anyone else is ever with him.
You can't let go.
Sometimes they make you watch your past sessions to see what really happened. Yeah, like, everyone knew he was drunk. Literally everyone at that party saw me walk out holding a bottle of whiskey.
I guess we should tell the police what you've told us. Although I don't suspect they'll take you anywhere. I think you'll be with us for quite some time. Come on, let's get you back to your shows. I'll see you tomorrow.
Also, the guy's suffering for it. He's the one who he's like in a fucking coma for 2 weeks. Like, not the best thing to do to plant, like, whiskey on the other driver. Like, that's not a great thing to have done. Like, he's responsible for that. But everything else happening... And also, keep in mind, he made that decision while he was clearly so concussed he fell into a coma, like, seconds later. Like, I don't necessarily hold him responsible for what he did when he had severe brain damage. Like... Very good game, but also, like, if you force someone to drive drunk, you can't be mad. Like, obviously, like, don't drive drunk. You're responsible for driving drunk. But, like, if other people are, like, pressuring you to drive drunk, they're just as responsible for what happens as you are. Like, if you see someone with car keys and a bottle of whiskey in their hands, take both things away from them and put them to bed. And maybe if someone's like supposed to drive someone, don't keep handing them alcohol. Like, and also like it's kind of shitty to hold someone responsible for something they did when they literally had severe brain damage and were drunk, which you made them be, right? Like, I feel like if this was on like Am I the Asshole, everybody's the asshole here, except for that like other driver who was completely just like an innocent bystander. But everybody fucking sucks here. Everybody sucks here. Like, the us driver, like our character sucks. Yes. If you get in a car with someone that's so drunk they can't get the keys in the ignition and you insist on them continuing to drive you, you are part of the problem. Yes, precisely. Like, you can't like push someone to drive you and then be mad when they're drunk, when they were clearly holding whiskey in their hand the entire time. And like, maybe like don't, like, again, like Mara was saying, this seems to be very clearly like the 80s. So like the don't drive drunk thing was not really the vibe at the time. Call a fucking cab if you're that desperate to get home. Yeah. Like, you are also like kind of responsible for yourself. Like, she got in that car with someone who was clearly drunk enough that he stumbled into the backyard to look at the stars. Like, even if like all the fuck ups I did aren't canon and he just like confidently walked and had no second like hesitation about doing anything like I was trying to have him do, even if he like legitimately just confidently walked, drank a bottle of whiskey, stumbled, got his keys, and walked out the door with his sister and drove and like didn't have like obvious red flags. He was holding an open bottle of whiskey that he was swigging out of on the way out the door. That wasn't even like my choice stuff. That just happened. Like, call a cab. Like, you have work in the morning, sleep over, and then have them drive you in the morning. There's like other options that don't involve driving drunk. There's so many other things you can do. Or like, yeah, I might put music back on. But like, there's other shit you can do. You are responsible for your own shit. Also, bad fucking parents that he walked into the living room to get his car keys and his mom just like saw him walk the fuck out with car keys and a fucking like, yeah, mom, I'm just gonna drive my sister home, glug. Like, come on. Shitty fucking parents. Everyone here sucks. Oh god, my leg. But yeah, just don't drive drunk. Don't drive drunk. That's kind of the moral of the story either way. Don't drive drunk. Don't encourage people to drive drunk. Do not help people drive drunk. Do not turn your eye and ignore when someone's driving drunk. Interfere if someone looks like they're gonna drive drunk. Just don't let people drink and drive. Also, like, a thing that more people need to like fucking pay attention to, don't let people smoke weed and drive either. Like, the exception to that would be like if it's medicinal and it's not interfering, like, you know, the average person being on Oxy or Vicodin or something shouldn't be driving, but if you're prescribed that medication on a recurring basis and that's your base like normal, fine. Like, not that either of us really drive, but if Mara was to drive on her ADHD medication, that would be fine. If I drove on that, I'd probably be like, because I don't have ADHD, so me on that medication would just be like a pent-up mess. Like, don't drive on substances that are not your baseline normal way of being at all times. Like, if you're mentally impaired do not operate things. I probably shouldn't drive without it, consequently. Yes, exactly. Like, don't drive in situations where you're not at full mental capacity to be able to operate a 1 ton plus speeding piece of metal around other people. Do not drive using substances to be inhibited. Yeah, exactly. And like, that includes like, don't drive if you've just had like a bunch of cough medicine. Like, people don't realize that like makes you fucked up too. Don't drive drowsy, like if you can avoid it. I had a friend of mine had his leg broken because someone was driving to work the morning of daylight savings time and hit him while he was on the sidewalk at a bus stop. A car just like full plowed into him. Which is why we shouldn't fucking have daylight savings time, because it makes people drowsy. And not to get on my soapbox about the fucking Amber Alert stupid emergency texts, but those need to fucking stop. Like, I don't hate the concept of Amber Alerts. I hate the idea of being woken up in the middle of the night and having my sleep disturbed. And like, people on Twitter will be like, oh, you care more about a night's sleep than the lives of children? It's like, well, I'm in bed naked, so I really don't think I'm helping any children in this state. Secondly, me being drowsy doesn't help anyone. Someone getting drowsy because they've had multiple emergency alarms go off in the middle of the night, then driving the next day is not safe. And also, I've had insomnia psychosis before. Lack of sleep is actually a medical emergency if it goes on long enough. Yeah, they should be going up, but not as part of the emergency alert system. Yeah, like if they were being sent as regular text messages, or the system's supposed to have tiered levels of alerts. So there's supposed to be like an Amber Alert level where you get them as alerts, but you can set them as like vibrate or put them on silent or whatever. So you get the alert, but it's not like it'll obey a do not disturb setting on your phone. Like, I would be happy to get Amber Alerts if I'm awake and otherwise on my phone. Like, that's completely fine. Like, there have always been Amber Alerts on like on radio and TV. Like, that I'm totally fine with. I'm okay with the idea of an Amber Alert. I care about like missing children being found. It's not, hey, there's a tornado heading towards you right fucking now, GTFO. Yeah, because like there's supposed to be levels of like, you know, Amber Alerts, like alerts that are like, hey, like, you should know this. This is important information for everyone to have, but it's not like, you know, if you're asleep, it's not important. To like, you know, if like there's like bad weather, like you need to get inside. Because like we've had like weather alerts for like really inclement weather a couple times now, where it's been like, hey, there's like a severe thunderstorm, and if you're inside, you should get in right now. Like that one this summer, the wind was so bad that it knocked shit over in my backyard. It was like a whole fucking thing. Like that's reasonable. Or the one time the alert system went off kind of by accident, but there was like an issue at the Pickering nuclear power plant. That's a genuine emergency. If the fucking nuclear power plant is exploding, like, yeah, maybe we should know that. And that even if you're asleep, you should be woken up about that. Like, I wouldn't mind an alert going off and waking me up in the middle of the night saying, hey, there's a tornado, get into your basement right now. Or like, oh, Pickering is exploding, fucking get underground now. That's fine. Or like I've had ones where there's active shooters and it's like, yeah, I should know that. That's important. But the thing is, at this point with my phone, I've turned the emergency alerts. My phone doesn't let me put them on silent. The only thing it will do is if my phone's on vibrate or silent, the alerts will vibrate. Even if my phone's on do not disturb, even if my phone's on silent, it'll vibrate when the alert goes off. But if I have the sound on my phone and an alert comes through, it'll wake me up in the middle of the night. And I don't need that for Amber Alerts because that makes me really tired. But on top of that, if I've made it so that I'm not getting Amber Alerts waking me up in the middle of the night, because that's about 80 to 90% of the alerts that we get, That means now it's not waking me up when there is an actual emergency. My phone should be yelling at me around my settings only for shit that I have to be involved with. If it's just a heads up, be aware. Yeah. Because, like, at this point, like, if I didn't have my partner in the room with me when that tornado, or that, thunderstorm warning happened, I never would have gotten it, because I've done everything possible to silence the alarms. Especially because at first, when they first were going off, it was setting off my PTSD really badly. And, like, I tried to, like, constructively on Twitter be like, hey, the system maybe needs tweaking. I had a PTSD flashback. I don't think an Amber Alert is a legitimate reason to give me a PTSD flashback in the middle of the fucking night. And people were like, oh, you don't care about children? I'm like, I mean, if the choice is between caring about my own mental health and a child 1,000 kilometers away, then no, I don't fucking care. I actually don't. And I think if you say you do, you're lying. If you genuinely are going to say that you care more about a child 1,000 kilometers away than your own mental health, you're lying. You're straight up performatively lying on Twitter for clout, and I don't believe you. No Amber Alerts I've ever gotten have been anywhere close to me. Agreed, same. And also, most of these Amber Alerts are custody disputes. Not that, like, potentially an abusive parent taking the kids is not, like, a thing to be paying attention to, but, like, what am I going to do about that? And it's not like it gives me information that is usable. I don't know what the kid looks like. I don't know anything. It's like, great, some kid by some name is missing. Cool. And it's like, I wish I could help, but, like, I can't. I've walked in on a topic, huh? Yeah. No, I think you guys in America have this too, like the emergency alert, like, text thing. Here in Canada, they have not tiered the alerts, so Amber Alerts come in at the same level as like the nuclear power plant. The ones that give you a heart attack, yeah, that same alert, like if it's a tornado, like inclement weather of some variety where you need to get inside, we have a nuclear power plant nearby. It went off for that one. So let me see. I think I can just pull up the thing that says emergency alerts. Yeah, there it is. You're pretty sure it's the same here? Yeah, they all come in exactly the same. So the last alert I got was September 12th, was an active shooter. The one before that was an Amber Alert. He was 11 years old. It just gives name, last seen in Stratford, which is nowhere near Toronto. It's like in hospitals when they set things to alert when things are out of normal instead of just when they're in DEFCON 1 and there are worse outcomes. Yeah. But, like, the thing is, in hospitals, it's, like, not supposed to do that. Immediate threat to life and limb. A child who has gone missing 3 cities over is not an immediate threat to life and limb. Like, I get that it's important to find abducted children quickly, but yeah. Because, like, I've also known people who have been in cars when those alerts have gone off and they've swerved violently on the highway because it startled them. Down here, they give us car descriptions and license plates. Yeah, this has a, let me see if I can pull it up. It has a, yeah, it gives me a link to click to amberalert.opp.ca. So, like, it doesn't really have anything. The one before that was in May. Environment Canada issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for this mobile coverage area. Take cover immediately if threatening weather approaches. Literally 30 minutes later, it was like a fucking... yeah, the one before that, Amber Alert, female 3 years old, suspect unknown, last seen in Barrie. Also, that's like 2 hours from here. They will give the car description if they are sure they're in a car, like in the car they were last seen in. Yeah, like we do get that sometimes. There's a test one that came in twice back to back, like literally minutes apart. Yeah, there was another one. I literally, at no point do I have, like, most of these will give, like, suspect name and, like, their age. But yeah, like, pretty much no like description. Sometimes it'll say like when they were last seen. I got a stay-at-home order in April of 2021. Yeah, these are all Amber Alerts. And then like the stay-at-home stuff. And then tests, another Amber Alert, another Amber Alert. But they all come in at the same fucking level. Oh, also the great thing is for a long time there, an option to turn off Amber Alerts apparently. Yeah, my phone has the option. I've turned that option off. They all come in at presidential alert level. So the Amber Alerts and the weather alerts and the stay-at-home order for COVID and the nuclear power plant thing all came in the same level. It was great. And it completely ignores Do Not Disturb, which for a nuclear accident or severe weather, reasonable, makes sense. For an Amber Alert 5 or 6 cities away, I can't. The first Amber Alert we got that we were complaining about was also in like Thunder Bay area, like Northern Ontario, and I'm in Toronto. Just for the Americans here, for like the sense of the scale of that, that is a over 24-hour drive away. That's like the equivalent of being the other end of like from Texas to like Southern California. From like that's really fucking far. Like you do not understand how far that is. They should also be filtered by range. Yeah. And clearly like things are improving, but I just dislike the idea that people are getting startled while they're driving, being woken up in the middle of the night by things that are not life or death emergencies. When like we know like an hour of messed up sleep react like daylight savings time, the accidents the next morning is statistically significantly impacted. There are tons of accidents the day after daylight savings time starts because everyone's fucking tired and confused because their circadian rhythms don't work that way. And like, you know, yes, when you're not allowed to offer legitimate criticism or refinement because you hate children, you monster. Yeah. And the thing is like, it's just frustrating because it's like, I have PTSD because I was abused as a child. Like, I do understand that these are mostly abused children or otherwise traumatized by their current situation. I'm fucking aware of that. I'm sensitive to that. But also, me not sleeping doesn't help. Like, it does nothing to help anyone at all. But it's the same rhetoric that's like, oh, well, you don't think sex workers should be criminalized. You don't care about trafficked children, you monster. It's like, it's just this like thought-ending cliche that's just meant to make it so there's no legitimate way to respond without sounding horrendous. It's the same thing when like people are like, oh, you can't like write fanfic of these two characters because if you do, you don't care about child sexual abuse. It's like, these are completely unrelated things. Why are you bringing that up? And now if I respond, I just seem like fucking awful when like you're the one who brought that into the conversation that was like not even relevant. Also, I do care about like child sexual abuse. I care about that a lot, which is why I don't bring it up in unrelevant situations that dilute the term and make it so that like legitimately sometimes when I see accusations of child grooming on Twitter now, I don't believe that it's serious. My first instinct is like, oh yeah, what fanfic do they like that everyone's all riled up about? And like legitimately sometimes, like a lot of times that's what it is. It's just people being like, oh, you shipped an 18-year-old and a 21-year-old character in fiction and people don't like that because they're like, I don't know, they met when one of them was 17. It's like, fucking calm down. I don't hate children. If I were an angel of death, I would mete out furious divine vengeance on anyone who messes with children. Yeah. Whereas the thing is like, I genuinely dislike children. I don't like being around them. I don't like talking to children. I don't like being around children. I genuinely do not like children. On a practical level. I don't like them because they, more accurately, is I don't like human beings that violate my, like, personal space or touch me without my consent or scream loudly and set off my, like, fucking autism sensory sensitivity. I don't like loud noises, and children just as a subclass always do that. There's a very rare, I find them unpleasant and difficult to deal with sometimes, but I don't hate them per se. Dealing with crotch fruit is stressful. Yeah, I'm more with you, Lauren. Like, I don't think they should suffer. I don't think anything bad should happen to them. I think children deserve more human rights and equal consideration than they currently have. I feel like the fact that children don't have access to their own bodily autonomy and have to actually fucking beg adults to let them pee in the middle of the day is stupid. The idea that they essentially work 9 to 5 with very minimal breaks and then have to do work at home is setting them up for, like, a terrible work-life balance when it comes to being an adult. I think that's horrific. We shouldn't be doing that to children. I care about children. I just don't want to be around them because they make me uncomfortable and I don't like them. I also don't like morning people. I hate morning people. I don't think anything bad should happen to them. I just think they should all live in their own buildings and let us night owls live in our own buildings so I don't have to deal with them being loud at 8 in the morning when I'm trying to sleep. Crotch goblins are full humans that deserve all the requisite rights, but not near me ever. Yeah. Like, you should have, like, they should have human rights, but I also shouldn't be obligated to be around them or be responsible for them in any sort of direct fashion. Because I have not signed up for that. I have not consented to that. Like, I want them, like, if something happened and there was a child who needed help and I was the only one there, yes, of course I'm gonna help a child in need. Of course I will. But, like, if I'm at a family gathering and a family member who just had a newborn tries to hand me that newborn, I'm like, do not fucking get that near me. I don't want to touch it. Luckily, my family understands that when I call babies it's because they don't register as, like, human in my head. They're just, like, this terrifying, weird alien thing. But, like, you know, would I, like, hurt a baby? No. Like, cats aren't people either. They're hydrated raisins with brains, yeah. But, like, you know, I don't feel like I have to like someone to have compassion for them, or it's not like a newborn gives a fuck about what? You're not wrong. But, like, shoving infants into my arm before I realized what was going on. Yeah, I hate when people do that. If a baby throws up on you. My cousin, it's really funny because she tried to hand me her newborn and I was like, please don't. But she, when I was a baby, someone, like, handed me to her and I threw up on her because I was literally, like, a couple months old and she threw me at the ground. So if I'm fucked up, it's her fault. But yeah, like, so, like, my example is, like, I don't hate children the way that I hate people who've abused me. Like, hate is sort of an extreme word. I vehemently dislike being around children. I don't like the noises they make. And if they want to hand me a kitten, yes, please. Yes, absolutely. But, like, a thing that I think people don't understand is when they're like, oh, you can't say you hate children, that's ableist. I'm like, or that's ageist. It's like, okay, but children, I have severe chronic pain and children touch me without asking. They bump into me. They get too close to me even if they don't touch me, which makes me stiffen up and guard. Children cause me severe pain. I'm allowed to not like that even if it's not their fault. Same thing as I'm allowed to be really angry if someone bumps into me on the sidewalk or on the bus, even if it wasn't even their fault. Because it hurts. Someone in my family had a baby recently and everyone is trying to convince me that I'm wrong for not liking him before I've even met him, so this is very vindicating. Yeah, you don't have to like someone you don't know. And, like, you don't have to like a baby. They're not, like, they're not a whole person yet. You haven't talked to them. How do you know you like them if you haven't talked to them and they have no interest and no personality yet? They're not done. Like, you can say, like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this fucking cake or not yet. It's not even mixed batter. It's just flour and shit on the fucking counter. I don't know. I can deeply dislike and hate children, so give them common courtesy and respect. Yes. And the example I was going to give for that is, specifically, there's an abuser in my mind that I'm thinking of, like someone who abused me really badly. But like, I still wouldn't do anything that would result in them being harmed. Like, this person needs access to like disability community and sex work community, or did back in the day. And I didn't come forward with what they had done to me to the entire community because I didn't want them to lose out on being able to get references from people to stay safe and work safe. Fucking hate them. Hate them to the deepest core of my being. I wish nothing but the day they deserve. Right? But like, am I going to cause them undue suffering? No. Why would that doesn't make it better. Like, that's not gonna undo what they did to me. Like, I don't think that they deserve to go to prison, because I don't think anyone deserves to be locked up in a box and treated like shit. That's not gonna teach, like, it's not gonna make them not hurt someone again when they get out, and they're gonna feel vindicated for it. Even terrible people deserve basic human rights, even if I never wish to be near them ever again. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like, I don't want to be near them. I don't want them to ever talk to me again. I would very much like if they fucked off forever. But like, do I think that they should be thrown into like Guantanamo Bay style? No. Do I think they like deserve prison? No. Do I think they need some fucking therapy and help to teach them to like not be like that and to treat other people with respect so they never harm someone like they did me? Yes. So like, even people I genuinely hate to the core of my being, I can still have compassion and courtesy for. Or I have like someone I work with that I deeply dislike because they really shitty to a friend of mine and are close friends with my partner's gaslighting, emotionally manipulative ex, and seems to think that it is us who are the problem and not the manipulator, and like keeps making it our problem. I don't like them. But am I gonna make it a problem at work? No. I know how to be professional and let them have access to our workspace without being a dick about it. Courtesy I wish they could give literally anyone else, but like, no, I'm not gonna cause fucking problems and make it awkward for everyone when we're just like trying to work. No. Like, I can be polite. Like, do I wish they didn't work with me so I wouldn't have to deal with this situation? Yes. Is there literally anything I can do about it? No. Will I absolutely, if people are like, oh, do you want to hang out with this person? I will just say no. Like, I'm allowed to have my boundaries, but I'm not going to do anything that's going to get them losing the, like, safe workspace that they have. I'm perfectly happy to be professional and polite to their face. And then otherwise, like, I won't even talk shit about them behind their back. Unless, like, someone asks me why, like, you know, I don't want to do something with them. I'll be like, well, there's this situation. Like, but I'm not going to, like, actively start drama. It's just be like, you know, if someone asks me, I'm going to tell them the truth of the situation. But, yeah, like, I'm not here to start shit. I just gotta stay hydrated in my own fucking lane, you know? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Just focus on your own shit. Be too busy with your own shit and thriving and succeeding to need to care about other people's shit. And that's people I genuinely do not like. Children, they make me angry every time I'm around them. With the rare exception, there's some kids I do actually like, and they tend to be autistic or otherwise neurodivergent. The closer a child is to a creepy British child from a horror movie, the more I'm gonna get along with them. Like, autistic kids I'm usually like a lot better with. Kids with ADHD, it's about 50-50 because they're hyper and that can be a problem. yeah, I don't... Oh, you have no opinion on him as a person? Children just make me uncomfortable. They still think I'm giving them a grandchild, other family member. Yeah. Yeah, that also makes it hard when there's like this expectation. Like, I will say, I still don't like children, but my feelings of pure revulsion have like chilled out a little bit now that I'm sterilized and my family has stopped pressuring me for kids. Like, now that people are no longer constantly being like, oh, when are you gonna have babies? When are you gonna have babies? That like visceral gut feeling of like, oh, I don't want a parasite in my fucking uterus. No, thank you. Like, that feeling's not there anymore. Or it's much chilled out because I know it can't happen. So like, it does chill out when you're like no longer being bombarded with the pressure for children. Like, that will chill a little bit. But like, yeah, you're like, you are autistic like I am. They're gonna make noises that make you overwhelmed. They're unpredictable, they're messy, they're a texture nightmare. Of course you're gonna be uncomfortable around them. And like, unlike adults, there is no socially acceptable way to tell them to leave you alone. Hey, Salt! The pressure doesn't get to me really, it's just annoying. Yeah, but the thing is like, it doesn't have to necessarily get to you, even if it's just like, you know, I am annoyed and this is building on other annoyance. Thanks, Pint. But you know, these things build on each other, right? Like a mild irritation here, a mild irritation there. It's good to see you, Salt. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're chilling the fuck out with all the shit that you're doing on stream, because you need to. You need to calm your tits. The tits need calmed. I love that you got other people with that, not just me. You're recognizing that redeems need pausing? Yeah. Well, I mean, that's more what I mean. That you're not letting it, you're giving a cutoff so that you can work on your backlog without it constantly increasing. That you're like giving yourself some time to work on stuff. Self-care, yeah. Like, it is chilling, like, it's not necessarily reducing your day-to-day workload, but saying, you know, I have this pile of papers to go through. I am not allowing you to stack this many more fucking on top of it and just keep piling more shit. I'm saying no more shit till I work through this. Like, that's still like a good, healthy behavior to have, you know? Boundaries. Especially when it's like, having boundaries with a activity you enjoy is, I find, harder. To be like, I like this thing, but I need to stop. Like, me being like, maybe not eat a entire pizza in one sitting. Maybe have like 2 or 3 slices at a time. Like, you know, I like it, but also the boundaries. Like, understanding that there's like levels. I can have whatever I want, but just in smaller doses and not all at the same time. Oh god, my arms hurt. I don't know if you heard any of that, but it was very clicky. My noise gate probably neutralized a lot of that. Some? Okay. Like, I'm a clicky bean. Clickety clickety. Oh god, I have so much shit going on right now. But yeah, I just like, I should maybe switch back to just chatting now that I'm done the game. There we go. But yeah, it's just like, This idea that everyone has to like the same things and there's something wrong with you for not liking something. Like, I had a friend in middle school who didn't like chocolate. I'm pretty sure she never, ever liked chocolate. Like any chocolate. Not white chocolate, not dark chocolate, not milk chocolate. She did not like chocolate. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with her for not liking a thing that everyone else likes. It's fine. Like, she didn't be like, oh, you're wrong and gross for liking chocolate. She's just like, I don't like it. You can have mine. Like, that, fair. I think the world would be a lot healthier if people just understood that it's not a personal attack for other people to have different tastes than you. Or to have, like, different preferences. But, like, it means nothing to me that other people like kids. It's fine. Like kids. Someone has to fucking have kids. It's not gonna be me. You'll take the free chocolate for sure. Yeah, exactly. Like, we honestly just need to be, like, more chill about that stuff. And, like, I feel like that's kind of the core of a lot of progressive politics is, like, it shouldn't matter who I want to marry or what gender I want to be. It has nothing to do with you. I just have different preferences. It doesn't matter. And if people were more willing to just be like, X thing is not for me about stuff. Yeah, exactly. Just be like, my preferences are different, your preferences are different, and it doesn't matter. It's just preferences. No one cares. And like that's a major thing with sex work is people will be like, oh, for me this would be traumatizing, or for me sex is this sacred thing, and like doing sex for work is like this, like, not just exploitative, like all labor under capitalism, but it's like specifically like profane. It's like blaspheming something sacred, and it's like, yeah, okay, if you do it. For me, it's just this mundane, normal fucking activity that I can do with people. It doesn't mean anything. Like, I mean, for me, it's like a way of connecting with people, but I don't feel like I have to be in love with you to connect with you. And I'm also poly, so like, I don't know, my whole approach to that shit is like very different. So I just wish people would just be like, yeah, no, I would hate doing sex work, so I'm not gonna do sex work. You clearly don't mind it, so whatever. Or like, hey, I don't want an abortion, so I'm gonna not have one, but you're like, you clearly have different preferences than me, and that's fine. It's just so silly. I just wish people would stop having opinions on things that had nothing to do with them. Like, oh, someone likes different fanfic than you, or a different fucking pairing of people than you in fiction. Like, calm down. It really doesn't matter at all. Like, there's creeping, well, not even creeping, there's fascism stumbling headlong down a fucking hill. Why do we care? Authoritarians be like, yeah. And like, for me, it's one thing when like the fascists and like the normal people to do that sort of thing. It's like, well, I didn't expect better of you. I knew a white supremacist was going to be shitty. For me, when it gets like really annoying is when it's like progressive people, or like so-called progressive people, and like queer people like regurgitating TERF talking points because they don't realize that's what they're doing. I'm just like, it drives me insane. Like, I had a coworker recently who was like all anti like age play kink, or like sexualizing like any cutesy childlike thing, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, you can find it uncomfortable, but like, it's not necessarily wrong. Like, you just gotta like understand people have different brains than you, and like my liking stuffed animals is not, and like taking nude selfies in bed with my fucking plushies next to me has nothing to do with sexualizing children. In fact, you thinking about that is kind of probably the weird part. Autonomy is dangerous. When cars revolt, we'll all be screwed. They are much tougher than we are. Short people are minor coded. Oh my god, yes. That shit infuriates me. It makes me so, I'm like, no, they're not. They're adults. Wait, that's the thing. Oh my god, Mara, did you not know? Did you not know? Oh my god, there's an entire thing on the internet that you don't know about that you probably would be better off not knowing. Mara, you sweet summer child. There was a thing that was going around Reddit like yesterday, where I wish I could have had peace. Yeah. So, not only is there like short people are minor coded, even if they're like in their 30s and then can't be in adult fanfic, even if they're fully adults. This also expands to like human adult women, that like if you like short women or women with small boobs or women who shave, you're a pedophile. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not. I'm being actually fairly tame. Like, how short is short even, Nani the fuck? Short, under 5'7". It's basically like, are you pairing someone who's 5'7" with someone who's like 6'3"? There's a whole list of perfectly normal adult attributes that people consider child-coded for some reason. Like regular short. Yeah, like Pint and Pella would be minor coded, and to be fair, this is bullshit that fucking rad femmes have been spending for like 50 years. Yes. Shaving pubes up, I see that a lot. And it annoys me. They're like, well, we have this preference for shaving because blah, 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 minor, blah. It's like, no. Shaving actually started like 200 or so years ago. Like, it started hundreds of years ago. Yes, exactly, Salt. But yeah, shaving pubes started hundreds of years ago as a way for sex workers to prevent themselves from getting pubic lice. They would shave it off, and they would either be completely bare or they would have basically pube wigs for their junk to make it look like they still had pubes. Merkids, yeah. It was legitimately just a way to not have pubic lice, because you can't get pubic lice if you don't have pubes to have the lice on. And then some of it, the social expectation for shaving was also capitalism. Yes, also that. Once it became mainstream in the 20th century, that was capitalism. Because before that, it was only sex workers. And also, like, shaving legs and stuff was a thing done in ancient Egypt with sugar. Like, they would do sugaring and take the hair off their legs. Which I assume just meant that it was easier to handle, like, sandblasted skin. Because my dad, when he used to mountain bike a lot when he was younger, would shave his legs because it was less painful to have to put Band-Aids on and rip them off if he didn't have any leg hair. Because you'd constantly get like nicks and shit on your legs from like biking into trees. Plucking undesired body hair is as old as humanity. Yep, we do that all the time. It's grooming. And like, me not wanting a unibrow or not wanting like this one patch of fucking beard hair that I get is not because I want to look like a child. But yes, Mara, to get to your point, yes, it is actually rad femme rhetoric that was laundered in order to indoctrinate otherwise progressive people that would see TERFs and just not listen to them. It's a way to basically like radicalize people into rad femme ideology without them knowing that's what's happening. So you'll get trans people, like literally trans people on Twitter spouting TERF rhetoric. The rad femme grooming is ick. Yes. So the thing I was gonna say, there was a thing on Reddit yesterday that was literally a mother got called to a school because her oldest daughter was being suspended for harassing another girl who had been her friend that they hadn't been talking for about a year, to the point where said friend ended up in the hospital from like self-harm. And the mother was like really confused, and like, I'm not going into detail because there's a lot of like triggering stuff in there, but like, long story short, a 24-year-old rad femme woman had a private Discord filled with minors that she would send like /fic porn to get them to report it on social media, to posit herself as a safe adult, the only safe adult. This girl was turned against her parents because her parents had like a 3 or 4 year age gap. Adults who have like a teenage child were being posited as problematic because they had an age gap. Like a single digit age gap, like small age gap. Like, by this metric, Mara, me and you dating, you would have been, especially because we met when I was like 19, when I was a literal child, a literal teenager, you would have been in shit. The angel of death thing? Yeah, exactly. So, this kid, her mom ended up taking her to an inpatient clinic that focuses on helping children who have been in cults or sexually abused and that sort of thing. My whole worldview is skewed because my parents have an 8-year age gap, apparently. Yeah, I don't even know what my parents' age gap is. Like, I've literally never thought of it. Mara and I, from what I remember, is like around that. Your parents are 4 years apart? Yeah, Steph and I are 4 years. Salt and I are the same age. Your mom is 8 years older. Yeah, my dad is, I think, like 6 or 7 years older. Total cougar energy. Yeah, but like, so like very normal things that I've done. Like my second boyfriend was 21 and I was 17, which these people would go, oh, he was grooming you. But absolutely not. We were both virgins and we broke up because he didn't like that I made sexual jokes. Like, very much I think this boy was ace and sex repulsed and just didn't have the language for it and was making it very much my problem, even though I was a fucking 17-year-old virgin. And then we broke up like shortly after my 18th birthday. We were together for like 2.5 months. Yeah. And then shortly after that, I lost my virginity to a 28-year-old while I was 18. But I met him when he was 28 and I was 17. But he didn't groom me. I went to him and asked him. At no point did he indicate any interest in me at all until I asked him. And he was like, yeah, sure. And he was very upfront and communicative. And then when I didn't want to do stuff anymore, he didn't pursue me. It was like completely fine. Age gap is very much case by case thing, and trying to black and white is wild. Yeah, there's nuance to it. Like, if he had known me and was actively pursuing me and just waited until I turned 18, yeah, that would have been a problem. If any of these guys had been actively pursuing me while I was underage in any sort of sexual way, that would have been probably not okay. But they didn't. Like, I asked them and then they just said yes. At no point did they put any social pressure on me, or they didn't have any power over me. We were both, all three of us were in the same frosh. Then there's a leap between that and Drake's existence. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a difference between you, like, a celebrity having power over fans, or like when you're in your 30s and you're constantly, like, you keep getting older and you're only still pursuing 18-year-olds, like, that's suspicious. But like, if it's like a one-off thing where you meet as equals in an environment and you're very conscious of not pressuring the younger person, like, it's not. And then, like, once you're both over the age of, I'd say, like, 25, it could be a 30-year age gap. Who gives a fuck? 25 and 55. Who cares? You're both fully grown adults. Who gives a shit? Like, there is no problematic age gap over the age of 25. I cannot, like, fathom that being an issue. You've been a full-grown adult for, like, 7 or 8 years. You've got almost a decade of experience being an adult. You're fine. The idea that everyone knows the exact age of everyone around them. Yeah. Well, like, that's happened to me before where I thought, like, a girl was cute and it turns out they were, like, 17. And I was like, yep, nope, I'm out of here. As soon as I knew their age, I backed off. But, like, they were in a, like, or, like, I had a client book me once who was 18 when I was 28. I don't ask their age ahead of time as long as they're adults. Like, if I'm really suspicious, then, like, I'll ask their age. Like, I've definitely turned down underage clients before. But, like, this person I knew was of age. I just didn't know, like, what their exact age was. I just knew they were, like, 18 plus. I think they were actually 19 at the time. But yeah, like, I knew they were an adult. I just didn't know their exact age. And it's like, I don't check. It's like, not, If I think you're an adult, then whatever. You were psychic about that. Yeah. Or like that happens a lot with me with people in my industry because we're all obviously over 18. So like I don't have to check. But like how am I supposed, and none of us, like so many people don't advertise as the real age either. They advertise as older or younger or whatever the fuck. Like I don't know what your actual age is. For all I know, you're like, I know people that are like in their early 30s that advertise as 22. But then I also know people who are like 19 who have advertised as 24 so they get less creepers. So like, I don't fucking know, but like you're an adult. Clearly, if we're doing a duo together, like whatever. You're clearly mature enough to be doing this for a living as long as I'm checking in on your boundaries, like whatever. There's no real power dynamic. You hired me of your own volition. You came to me. I did not know who you were first. But yeah, like this age gap thing, or like the idea that it's like predatory for a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old to be together. And it's like, no, they're only 2 years apart. If that. That might be like a year and 2 months for all you fucking know. Because math. But yeah, like, or the like, you know how sometimes in like fiction they'll be like, oh, you're like a brother to me, to someone who's like not blood related to you at all. Yeah, these like groomed rad femme children think that means that doing fanfic of them is incest, and it's like, no, it's not. They're not blood related. Oh god, I hate that. Yeah, and it's like so like xenophobic because like those terms mean different things in other cultures as well. I've seen a lot of that in I think it might be Genshin, but there's like a Chinese thing that's been going around that I've been seeing a lot of fanfic of that I don't actually watch myself. That's like, yeah, blood brothers is like a specific thing in Chinese culture that doesn't actually mean siblings. I've had people a good deal younger than me get crushes on me, and I'm like, yeah, you need to slow down. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, the internet doesn't like nuance, especially not in short form places like Twitter or TikTok. And then like this extreme black and white thinking is what rad femmes fucking thrive on. It's been happening a ton of Asian media fandom. Yeah. And also like coming as like someone who used to be a huge fan of fucking Supernatural and all the Wincest porn, like even if it is incest, I don't care. I genuinely, it's fiction. It's not real. And also like, especially in cultures that use familial words to refer to older people. Yeah, exactly. Like Oni-san is like dad or older male, but you could just call like anyone that's like kind of a familiar thing. Yes, yeah, exactly, Mara. But like if it's fiction, I don't care. Like I just played a video game, a guy who drinks and drives. That doesn't mean I condone drinking and driving because I enjoyed the game. It makes me want to scream. Yeah. Or like my personal experience with this is more like I've had a lot of people mad at me for cosplaying underage characters and looting minors. It feels a bit odd when about real people, but as you said, still fiction. Yeah, so like with something like Supernatural, like trying to ship, like for me the thing that's always uncomfortable is when you do real person shipping. When you're shipping real actors or real people, especially people who are likely to stumble across that stuff, or you send it to them or talk to them about it. Like, shipping Sam and Dean, I don't really care. Shipping Jared and Jensen is not okay. Little bit complicated by the fact that Jared and Jensen are also fictional characters in the Supernatural universe, but like that, don't worry about that. Yeah. Oni-san is older brother, used for young men. Oji-san is uncle, used for middle-aged men. Oji-san is grandfather, used for old men, roughly. Yeah. But like I've seen, so I have a friend, Fraser, who lives in Japan, and he just talks to, like he just refers to every old man as an Oji-san. They're not actually, he's not Japanese. They're not related to him. Step back a moment, but Chinese BL have a lot of coding for the reader and writer safing, and taking stuff like that literally is bad. Yeah. Also true. Like, in countries where being explicit about queerdom is unsafe, like, Japan not quite to the same level as in China for sure, but like, that's still like not socially acceptable. So like I can understand why there's gonna be like some weirdness there. You don't like RPF, but my issue is more with the degradation of the expected boundaries between fandom spaces and the actual people. Yes. Yes. So like with real people fic, the issue is I actually have a hard line on RPF about minors. You should not be writing adult, like when people write like sexual fanfic about like Millie Bobby Brown when she was younger, that was a bit weird. Writing it about 11, different. Fictional, I don't care. And like, people don't understand that just because you like writing a story about something doesn't mean that A, you get off to it, or even if you get off to it, that you condone the actual behavior. Because we all remember being kids. Like, the thing that's like always the example that like comes to mind. Oh, hi, Troy. That glass box is my snake Victoria. She is a ball python and she's currently in her hide, not really doing anything. But yeah, an example that comes to mind is like, I would never do fanfic about like Emma Watson. If someone did, just don't like send it to her. That's kind of weird. I will say if you're a celebrity and you're going on like AO3 or Wattpad, that's you've signed up to see shit that no one intended for you to see. That is your fault. You've done that to yourself. But yeah, with RPF, it's like, but like, I also remember having like slash fic situations in my head about the kids in Harry Potter when I was their age when it came out. So like, it's difficult to separate out like the characters in my head are my age because they were my age at the time, so I'm like reflexively de-aging myself and aging them up. It's very weird. But like if I watch the movies, not that I am involved in anything J.K. Rowling related anymore, but like I see children, I go, oh, that's not, no, absolutely the fuck not. You know, because I'm 35. No, I'm not. I'm 32. But like I look at children, I'm like, no, absolutely not. They're children. The thought doesn't even come across my head. I'm just like, children. Great, children. But like in my head, like, also like, people get all like weird about like My Hero Academia slash fic, and I'm like, you know they get tortured, right? I feel like that's a little bit more of a problem than some 16-year-old boys sleeping with each other. The fact that they literally get tortured by villains all the time. Like, come on now. But yeah, I've gotten in shit for cosplaying characters that are underage and doing like lewds and nudes with them, and I'm like, how dare you have nuance and insight? I know, right? I just hate it when it's like, oh, you know, you're lewding an underage character. I'm like, no, I'm wearing a costume and I'm in my 30s. Like, if you look at a naked 30-year-old and you think of children having, that's a you problem. You should maybe not be around kids. Like, Jesus. Also, again, pretty much anyone who writes My Hero Academia, like, slash fic is going to be safer for a child to be around than any given Catholic priest. So, like, maybe stop it with the Puritanism. Yeah, so it's just like, I just hate this shit. And like, But like Mara, for another example that gets out of like the fanfic fiction area, is like the whole idea that trans men can't be lesbians is like a rad femme thing that a lot of trans youth are agreeing with, because they've defined lesbian as non-men loving non-men because they include non-binary people, but by including non-binary people they mean AFAB non-binary people that they have reduced to woman light, and they don't mean gender fluid people who are men sometimes, because then you're misgendering yourself or whatever. And I'm like, queer identities do not have hard lines. Exactly. And like, I'm sorry, a lesbian looking at me, how are they supposed to know what gender I am? Especially pre-top surgery, how are they supposed to know I feel like a boy? Walking down the street, they don't fucking know. If a lesbian has a crush on me, that doesn't make them not a lesbian because I'm a man sometimes. Or like, I also know trans men who still identify as lesbians because they are attracted to women in a queer way, and only women, and in a queer way, and their history came out of lesbianism and sapphic spaces, and just because they've transitioned, especially if like, there's especially the trans men who still like don't pass very well, but like, but queerness is not like fucking boxes like that. That's the whole point. Like, it's not an ongoing joke about twinks and butches that accidentally hit on each other because they read them wrong. Yeah, exactly. Well, I think Mara and I had this discussion back when we were still dating. I firmly believe that if fictional men counted, lesbians would not exist. Yes. Well, because fictional men, they're men and kinda. Because, like, the gender of a fictional character is complicated. Because it's sort of, like, up to interpretation, honestly. But, like, Mara and I have had this discussion that, like, when I was starting to feel more masculine, like, you were having, like, an entire feeling about, like, oh, I want to identify as a lesbian, but, like, I don't want to, like, negate your gender by identifying as a woman who loves women when you're not a woman, and I love you. And I think we had like a whole discussion about it. But first of all, someone else being a lesbian does not, to me, because in my head, being a lesbian doesn't disclude gender fuckery. It's a tendency. Fictional characters are abstract because they change for every person that perceives them. Exactly, yeah. But like, first of all, for me, I think of like lesbian is a love for, it's when someone has a feminine gender who is attracted to genders that are like feminine enough, that are similar enough. And that line's gonna be different for everybody. Like for some, they only like women and they don't like non-binary people. And I don't think that makes, this is the queerest death of the author comment ever. Yeah. But like, I don't think you're NB-phobic or transphobic if you're a lesbian who only likes women, like people who identify as women full-time, that's what you're attracted to. I don't think that it's transphobic if someone's like, I'm a lesbian and I'm not attracted to you because you're too masc for me. Like, you're not a woman, I'm not attracted to you. That wouldn't make me feel bad. Or like if someone was a gay male and was like, yeah, you're not masculine enough for me because you're not like, you're not a trans man. You're not masculine all the time. That wouldn't hurt my feelings. And like when I have clients who identify as heterosexual, I'm like, well, I am a different fucking gender than you. That is true. That's objectively true. You're a cis man. I'm very different than you. Or like, even if you go like sex, it's like, yeah. Like, I'm not on testosterone. My body functions very differently from yours. It doesn't invalidate my identity what someone else's sexual preference is. Like, I don't think about it at all. And maybe that's like a privilege that I have that doesn't bother me, but it just doesn't. Because it has nothing to do with me. Like, I don't know. I feel like as a queer person, I've just sort of let go of all of that, where I'm like, no, I'm queer. The specifics are a conversation between me and my partners. And it's like too complicated to really get into, honestly. But like, I don't understand. Someone's attraction or lack of attraction doesn't have anything to do with your identity. Yeah, exactly. I feel like if someone's like, oh, I was attracted to you until I found out you were trans, that's kind of transphobic. I also had that before where someone like was attracted to me until they found out that I was disabled and they were like, no. Hey, Joro. I've been here for a bit, but I have nothing intelligent to add to it, but I want to say hi. Hi. Hello. It's always good to have you here. But yeah, it's just like, I hate the idea that like sexualities have to be super prescriptive, or that like bisexual and lesbian are somehow completely separate, or like, you know, there's just like so many different lines, and they're all blurred dotted lines. Like, God, I'm gender fluid. Sometimes, well, I mean, I guess I never really feel like a lesbian because I'm not exclusive. Like, I'm never exclusively attracted to women, but there are sometimes where I feel like a gay man. And it's very difficult to explain that. It's just like, fucking shit is complicated. And I feel like the internet is killing nuance so bad. It's complicated. It's a giant fucking dot graph of identity. Yeah, and they like broadly overlap too. Like the difference between bisexual and pansexual. Like, I as like I guess like biromantic person do not feel threatened by pansexual people. That I don't think that that's biphobic. Like, it's maybe biphobic if you're like, I'm pansexual because bisexuality is transphobic. I'm like, no, it's not. But if you're like, for me, like, the way I define it for myself and the way that, like, those words feel to me, I understand that bisexuality as a whole is not transphobic. But because of my relation to these words or whatever, like, as long as it's, like, a personal thing. I seldom have anything intelligent to add when Azura is talking. I put in my queer theory activist days already and cannot keep up anymore. I only hope that I have valiantly passed on the torch. I mean, like, most of the intelligent things I'm saying come from conversations that we've had, though, Mara. So, I mean, you've passed on the torch. You've done good. Like, remember when I was an anti-feminist? For, like, a brief moment there? It was mainly me just going, Smurfs are stupid, and I don't like them. And I didn't realize that wasn't all feminists. You remember that? Yeah. Yeah, I was like, Gail Dines is stupid, and I'm against whatever the fuck she is. She says she's a feminist, so I guess I'm not a feminist. And then you introduced me to sex-positive feminism and intersectional feminism, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. This is like a thing I can grasp. But I still, like, understand when people, because I have that history, I understand if people are hesitant to use the word feminist. Like, I get that. I do. Especially people from marginalized communities. Like, when Black women don't want to use the word feminist, I completely understand. It's like, yeah, no, of course you don't. That's fucking fair. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm all out of points to make, but fiction is fiction, and situations have nuance, and you can't necessarily have black and white rules of, oh, I didn't do X thing, therefore I'm not Y, and then I'm a good person and I can't have done anything wrong, because that's not how that works. We need more nuance. Gail Dines is a feminist like Jerry Falwell was a Christian. And that they very much are, but they're the worst possible shitty example of the group and very loud about it. I have a weird thing. Oh, wait, one second. I have a weird thing where I don't like to label myself when possible with ideological labels, even when they largely apply. So for that reason, and basically that reason alone, I tend to shy away from calling myself feminist. Yeah, that's totally fair. Like I know people who like don't like to call themselves any particular thing. They just say that they're leftist or progressive or whatever. But don't want to be like, well, I'm an anarchist, or I'm a socialist, or I'm a communist. Like, I don't like getting into that. That's into the weeds more than I want to get. These streams are all extremely interesting and informative to this US Southerner that's still figuring out this queer thing sometimes. Well, I'm glad it's helpful. Like, it's also like, I don't know where you're at in your journey, but like, it's taken me years to get to the point where like this stuff like doesn't bother me, or I figured out where I'm at, and like the gender shit still, like, I'm still on that journey. Like, I mean, I only figured out I wanted top surgery recently and then got it, so but yeah, it's you're doing good. You're doing good. But yeah, it's a process of like learning things and incorporating them into yourself, and then meeting yourself again and giving yourself space to like explore stuff and think about things. Still figuring it out is kind of part and parcel of the queer experience. Yeah. And I will say I also have a bit of help where I'm one of those rare queer people who has a queer elder in my family. A lot of us don't because of the fucking AIDS epidemic and stuff, but I have a lesbian aunt who, like, I literally can talk to about the bathhouse raids here in Toronto. You had your queer identity all sorted out at least 3 times? Yeah, same. It takes a while. You figure it out. And you're still not there, yeah. But yeah, she was at the bathhouse raids. Like, she went to Oasis before Oasis was Oasis, when that building used to be a gay bathhouse. And like, there's like this wealth of history that I have access to through conversations with her. Not that we talk as much as I'd like us to, but like, I at least have like, I never had to unlearn homophobia first, because my family's always been very supportive of queer identities, because my aunt's been there this whole time. She did the work before I did, before I was even there. You remember it from before that too, although I wasn't around for the original bathhouse raids? Yeah. It's also super valid to just go, fuck it, I'm queer, that's good enough. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you can't figure out the like grains and nuances of things, like, you don't really have to. If you just go like, well, I like what I like what I like to be called, I know what I like to do, I know like who I like to do it with, vaguely, or like, I don't really, but when I see it, I see it. Like, I don't know ahead of time, but it just happens. That's fine. You can just not know. You don't need to like have verbal language for your internal self-knowledge. It's helpful, but it's so normalized in your family you literally didn't think about it until you were an adult. Yeah. My sexuality is like an electron orbital. It's all about probability gradients. Yeah. All I know is lesbian is just as much my gender as my sexuality. Yeah. I think Mara and I had this conversation. Categorization is a useful shorthand, but it isn't the actual best means of communication. Yeah, it's a shorthand to try and communicate something that's otherwise not able to be communicated. It's a rough estimate. But yeah, Mara and I have had this conversation about how like sexuality feels like it's not actually really an independent thing. Sexuality is about how people make you feel about your gender. Labels are like music genres, a great jumping off point and a really easy way to give a solid foundation, like 3 to 5 words. Yeah, it gives you like the gist of what you're expecting, but it doesn't actually explain everything. Like if I say Cradle of Filth is extreme gothic metal, like that kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. Like, you're gonna expect, like gothic topics and things, but like, it's all things. Like, what is a sandwich? Yeah. Never signed a contract just based on the elevator pitch? Yeah. But also, like, what is art? That's the thing. Like, what's art? We know it when we see it, but like, can you give a concise definition that includes all things that are generally considered art and nothing that isn't? If I say I like metal, jazz, punk, and electronic music, you have a solid idea of stuff I like, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, whereas I can't even do that. I can't tell you what I like. The only way to give you the sense of what I like is to just list bands. Because I don't, like, saying metal is not accurate, because I don't like a lot of metal. I don't like, Art is the singer he worked with, oh my god. Like, I don't like power metal. I don't like thrash metal. I don't really like death metal. Like, I have very, very specific tastes in music that are complicated, nuanced, and difficult to explain. So I just tend to say I like things with darker vibes, but even that, like, I like twerp. Twerp doesn't really have darker vibes. There's like other shit that I like. I can't tell if I like music until I've heard an individual song. There's variety. Yeah, exactly. Like, sometimes I hear a song and I just like it, even though, like, why? Why do I like this random shit off TikTok? I don't know. I just do. Like, you'll go through, like, my playlists, and it'll be, like, Cradle of Filth, Evanescence, ICP, Twerp, NSP, and then, like, you'll throw in, like, a wild left curve, and it'll just be, like, some random, like, Japanese hip-hop out of nowhere. You must return to lurk mode. I've gotten a USB hub and plugged in my second stream deck. ADHD brain is worrying. Hell yeah. I actually might just end stream because I gotta pee really bad. And my throat is starting to hurt from talking too much. So, I'm gonna head out. Bye, sis. It's good to see you. I'm gonna see about raiding somebody. And then also, I think I might stream either Wednesday, like tomorrow or Thursday, depending on how I'm feeling and like what's up. Because I have a couple games I want to get through before the end of Halloween. But also, like, if I don't manage to, I'll just like keep going. Why was I allowed to do this? This is going to be dangerous. That's hilarious. There's valid reasons to end stream. Yep. I should get food. Good night to everyone else. Yeah. You can control your new stream deck from the OG. Hell yeah. You alert for the raid? Hell yeah. I love you too, Salt. Yeah, I appreciate all of you stopping by. Like, I really like hanging out with you guys. I love the conversations that we have. Y'all rule. You always make, like, my days better. Y'all are the best. But yeah, I'm gonna raid kind of a smaller streamer. He's kind of a mid-sized streamer, but I don't get to raid him very much because he streams super late. So I'm gonna raid Gerbeegly, and go give some love and say hi. He does a lot of really cool charity streams, and yeah, he's like a really, really sweet bean. So like, go say hi. Go say hi. Hell yeah. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Have a good one, and I'll see you all in the next couple days.